Suddenly music. Suddenly a game.
No Sharky.
There's Sharky.
No
There's
Sharky.
Sharky right now.
There is no Sharky.
Goldfish?
The shark is a lie.
Oh, that's a shame. Alright, I guess we should, like, open the place up.
Should we?
Yes. I'm like, how are we doing again? We have just the barest hints of a quirky bar. We have no kindly. Just no kindly points whatsoever. Our kindly's at 0.
And we had an argument with Teo.
We are fighting the kindly meta.
By arguing with Teo?
Apparently. Alright, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Should we see Teo, or should we avoid Teo?
We should give Teo a little bit of space to start. I mean, we should go check on him, but, like, a little bit of space seems fair.
Okay,
That was a bizarre argument.
Oh, so Gavin or Queen Bee? Percy or Ashley?
Let's go see Purpur, just for Joe. Besides, we talked to Queen Bee last time.
Skeep! Money! Sharky's brain has blown up.
Please read this one line and then we'll skip ahead.
So how's everyone doing? Is everyone having a good day?
We're going to attempt to speedrun today. I don't know that this is possible for us, but we're going to attempt it.
We're gonna attempt. Who do they think we are? Good gamers? Yes, I did see that tweet of replaying Fallout 4 for the 5th time.
Replaying Fallout 4 for the 4+1 time.
The 4.1st.
Is that 4+1? Not +0.1. That's 4. That's just 4.1.
Well, that's why I said the 4.1.
But if it's the 5th time, then it's not the 4.1st.
Then why does Kingdom Hearts 3 start as 2.9?
Do you?
Games can be decimal points too.
Okay, but this isn't Kingdom Hearts nonsense. This isn't even near nonsense. At most, it might be like Windows nonsense, where you skip from 8 to 10 because programming is stupid.
Yes. The lovely 8 to 10 jump. Well, you know.
When I heard about the reason for that, and I was just like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Joe is continuing to give sub.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I've heard multiple different reasons. All of them were bad.
What are the ones you've heard?
They had the excuse at one point that, like, the upgraded version of 8 was basically just 9.
See, the reason I heard was that a lot of hacky programming exists to check the OS.
Yes!
That checks if it starts with a 9. It just checks if it starts with a 9. So they couldn't do Windows 9 because shitty programming exists.
I have legitimately had Windows 10 computers start up with the 98 GUI before. Because it didn't check for the GUI properly and loaded the default GUI, which I believe was the 98 one. So I then have to restart my computer and basically be like, what is going on, Windows? Why are you stupid?
Hey, remember when Microsoft was like a prestigious company to work for? Yeah, neither do I.
You know when companies do you remember when companies actually cared about anything?
mean, they care about something. They care about money.
Yeah, money, and that's it.
They care about something.
I'd like to invest in our future. Think long term, you know? Surviving for many years to come rather than jumping at the easiest profit I can get. It sounds like some places. Any tips? Caring is a sucker's game. What was it? When Flower was coding, he was like, I'm doing the cheating method. I'm like, cheating method? Don't you mean the programmer's method? Just copy, paste, and change like one line. Boom, you're good.
I'm really sad that I've been missing these programming streams.
I wonder if they should be backed up so you can say, Let me see.
Yeah, but like live.
Live is a treat. Hearts in, Joe.
Also, I guess Joe and Pie are lollipops.
Oh, excuse me. See, the problem is, for you to join, that is very early for you.
I know. It was live when I got paged yesterday morning. But then I crawled back to sleep because I'd gotten like 4 hours of sleep. An alarming amount of cat hair. Oh. Oh, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And Flower got... Oh, no. Flower has further.
I swapped it around anyway.
Well, that's why I said Flower has further.
Yeah, but anyone that comes here normally can get further. But also,
no.
yeah, I guess Flower has further now.
Oh, my lord. Now Sharky has further.
Wow. You know, they both deserve it.
They both deserve to commit further?
Huh? They both deserve subs. Further for all. You can name one specifically. You can put in specifically who you want to gift to, I think.
Yeah, you can say gift to Pie. So if you hit gift a sub, you can at the top
there's
right
a
it says
top thing that says gift to a specific viewer.
And then you can search for Twitch IDs.
Yes, I have accidentally gifted to random people before while trying to figure it out. But I guess anyway, Flower and both very much deserve it.
I love how it was like
so.
Gifting to 2 random people and he gifted to 2 devs.
I know. It gifted to the 2 people who are giving us demos that we are not really that big enough to deserve, but thank you very much.
Hey, Aces, do you want to do a
there
demo?
We go.
What are you talking about? Why are we doing a demo? Who says we can get a demo?
We can get a I mean, yes! Yeah, we would love to! Oh my god, they want us to do a thing?
Secretly in my head, but why? Yes,
like, we appreciate it. We're confused, but we appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe, for the 3 gifted subs.
Yes. Because you're cook. We cook.
Yes, because we are a cook. We are one singular cook.
Yeah, I cook and you sit there and complain about how you don't know how to cook.
I sit there and
actually no.
Not have taste
You
buds.
sit there and I try to force you to learn how to cook, actually. If the last time you visited was any evidence.
I sit there and not have taste buds.
Yeah. Well, you know, all that matters is that you know how to make food that's not gonna poison you.
Is that something I should be knowing how to do? Because poisoning myself would be an interesting experience.
I don't think you want to give yourself salmonella. I don't think you want food poisoning.
Be an interesting experience.
Alright, go back to Dave & Buster's.
Further for all! and for all a good fright. Or fights?
I'm like, should we make Halloween versions of these icons? Further, but with a pumpkin.
We don't need...
Okay, but imagine Furter Bear, but with a pumpkin head. But still with the bear ears sticking out of the pumpkin.
Oh,
That'd be really cute. You know it would. Anyway, are we gonna go check on Teo, I guess? I guess we should actually read this one because it's Teo. Most of the time I'm drawn to Showtime stage because of the flashing lights and the hip beats, not because it's completely silent. No music at all. As I approach, I see Naomi feverishly working to fix it. Seeing the whole thing without tune sync to its flashy lighting rig is kind of depressing. And listening to Naomi mutter as she works, she undoubtedly feels the same way. Oh, this was working fine earlier. Why isn't it working now? Ooh. Fortunately, Teo is proving surprisingly knowledgeable about the inner workings of his favorite game.
Oh, excuse me.
Princess?
What?
Excuse me, princess?
No, the line I think is, excuse you, princess. I'm not excusing you, I'm excusing myself.
Well, oh well. Clearly I haven't watched enough of that.
Neither have I.
I thought it was excuse me.
I don't flip and remember.
I don't know. It's me.
Oh,
Excuse me, princess.
Oh, okay.
I was right. Haha. Well, Teo?
Why do y'all know so much about the Legend of Zelda show? You may need to reimage the hard drive. I know some gray area websites where you can get a replacement copy of the files if needed.
Have a gift thrown at you. What time is doing the gift? Fair. I think some people I used to hang out with would, like, while we were working, put it on in the background on loop of just like a montage of times that he said it.
Why would anyone subject themselves to that?
These were the same people who thought it was funny to do the what's it song, the He-Man song or whatever. The 10-hour version.
The 10-hour version?
Yeah, they especially liked when we would leave the room. It was, you know, in the basement of one of the school buildings. And it'd be kind of late at night, so it'd be like, whatever, no one's really paying attention, no one's really over here to, like, hear it or listen or anything. So as a joke, they would regularly just leave the 10-hour version playing on our way out. These are also the people that I really heard about Bitcoin before Bitcoin became a thing. So, you know, it's that level of people.
I don't like people.
If I told you the name of the group, you would know it.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yes.
Like, if you messaged me this group, I'd be like, yeah, I understand, but I hate people.
Yeah.
No offense to people that are here.
I really liked the concept of that group. Most of the people there in the group were not there for the charity aspect as much, I think. Like, they were, but they weren't.
Does that surprise you?
No, it only disappoints me. Much like other times when I do things for charity and people are clearly they're barely interested in charity.
It's okay. I'm a people and I hate me too.
That's a mood.
Yeah, that is the eternal mood.
Like, I don't hate all people. I especially hate me people.
Anyway, let's go. Let's go. Go, go.
I move it to the next line.
This
You
is the
go.
third release. This is the third release version of Showtime Stage software, right? Those are easier to come by than the more modern fourth version, oddly enough.
Sharky, you're not allowed to die. See, Joe's got it.
Joe, why have you joined Satan's side? Why have you betrayed me?
Welcome to the Satanist Cabal. Satan's Cabal. Satan's sending space. Always Satan's sending space.
Why have you betrayed me, chat?
I'm like, if each of us was one of the deadly sins, which would you be? But I guess as Thirst Queen, Joe would just automatically be lust.
Okay, but who would I even be?
Sloth?
By the way, gonna issue the patch.
Well, our goal is to get far enough today that we can line up the demo with the finale for Teo. Yeah, Pi would be sad. Do you want to make Pi sad?
Chat, you should be agreeing with me.
Do you want to make Pi and Joe and the baby sad?
Baby's not even here.
Baby would be sad anyway.
Yeah, we got the demo too.
I'm very unsure how much we're supposed to talk about that or not, but yes, we are doing it. I believe next Sunday.
You wouldn't take it back when you said, "Go into the I will give you nothing, Sharky."
Oh, okay. Yes, we have the demo. I just downloaded it today.
Yeah,
we have not opened it. I'll probably do a quick tech check just to make sure we can open it okay, but otherwise we're yep.
Yeah, the embargo's on the content of it.
I don't know. Does that mean we should start tweeting like crazy about how excited we are? We should. I guess we should. We probably should.
One, how does one tweet like crazy? Two,
by tweet like crazy, I mean like maybe one every other day. I retweet a lot of things from our account. I don't tend to tweet that much ourselves.
Second, is this excitement or pure fear?
Can't it be both? I mean, we were excited and afraid for the Domino one.
That was fear. That was so much fear.
It was also excitement. Tweet like crazy by mashing your keyboard. No, that's tweeting like a dog.
What was it? When I was playing Mario.
Why for fear? The fear of being known.
Literally, the fear for the Domino one was, oh,
play all around
crap.
like Kermit the Frog.
Like,
yes.
People are gonna come in for this content. They don't know us. We ain't good at this. Why did this happen to us? Holy crap, I'm afraid.
This is because Sharky's default response is fear, Flower. For the actual answer, I guess.
I mean, yeah, my default response is fear. Have you seen my life?
The files aren't the problem. I think the hard drive itself was damaged in shipping. And if so, well, you might not be able to dance at all today. I'd have to order a new part.
Flail around flatly like Kermit the Frog.
There were just so many games to get up and running. I must have missed this ticking time bomb of a hardware failure.
Tick, 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 boom. Hey, it's cool. I don't need to get my groove on all the time, just most of the time.
Since Showtime Stage is defunct, maybe Teo has a moment or two to spare?
Hey, Teo? I just wanted to touch base.
Sparkles, this is not the time.
Y'all too great.
We will do fine. The grade is questionable. Grade is subjective.
We will.
I suppose, needless to say, Sharky experiences the fear a lot more than I do in terms of the demo.
I mean, technically, there's a twinge of fear every time we start stream.
I'm excited. Sharky's afraid.
I'm petrified. What's that? I don't remember. I don't remember that song.
What, thinking I could never live without you by my side?
Ah, yes, that's the song.
Something, something, something. Thinking how you did me wrong.
Like, I enjoy doing this, but it's also a bit of, crap, I'm doing this again, I'm doing this again, I'm doing this again.
Anyway, I think your deadly sin would be sloth? If I had to pick one. Yeah. I mean, out of all of them, it's not gluttony. It's maybe pride? I don't think it's greed.
Do I have an ounce of pride?
I don't think it's greed. I don't think it's envy. Fairly certain it's not wrath.
No, that's my parents.
Oh, but I want to be wrath. Joe gets lust.
Okay, but
I leave sloth. And you like to sleep a lot.
Yeah, but if I sleep, I have dreams. Dreams are also scary. It's fair, lust is mine!
Although, I do like that the game I've been playing recently, the one with the demon voice, has so each of them is the avatar of, like, one of the deadly sins. But the one who's lust isn't just, like, horny all the time. It's also, like, lusting after just generally pretty things. So he's really into, like, the Instagram equivalent thing, and he's like, oh, I have to go to this cafe so I can get this gorgeous new dessert and post a picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kinda how it's described in the Screwtape Letters.
Okay.
Like, lust and greed are not just greed after money and lust. Like, there's a whole lot more depth to it. Like, it can be
but
for
I
power
like it
and all
because
this
even
other
though it's a
stuff.
dating sim that has to, like, oversimplify to some degree,
Yes.
that they didn't just make him horny boy. He is also horny boy, but
Yes.
he's also a narcissist.
I mean,
Like, oh, I'm just so beautiful.
anyway.
Teo smiles nonchalantly, a mask to everyone around him. Save from me.
But I don't wear a mask.
Well, you should. There's a pandemic going on, you know.
I wasn't talking about that mask.
Everybody remember to mask up when you go outside. Double mask is even better.
I'm also not outside, so I don't have that kind of mask out. Oh, hey! Nice to see you again.
I'm like, do I call you Sarah? Do I call you Aiden? Ryden? Sarade? Rady buddy? I don't know which part of this name to take. Sarah Aiden.
Well, let's just go by Sarah. When in doubt, Steve.
Everyone is Steve.
Sub Steve. Sub Steve. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Everyone is Steve. Joe? Secretly Steve. Pie? Definitely Steve. Me? Steve. Sharky? Obviously Steve.
Well, apparently my name can't be. Bleh.
Yeah, it's Steve. We know this.
Better than my hair. Sets off everyone's devices. Oh. I'm sorry.
Confused, but okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
The minute I saw that, I'm like, oh, I understand. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm like, I don't have an Alexa. I have a Google. But it's a lot less likely that your name is Google.
See, I don't even use that on my phone.
I use it sometimes. I also have a Google Home.
I mentioned before, like, it's not even set up on my phone, so, like, I could literally say it and, like, it won't do anything. I was so selective. Why'd your parents name you Google?
Yeah, I like it if my hands are, like, tied, especially if I'm, like, cooking and then I remember, oh shit, I'm just standing here in silence cooking. I want some music, then I can lean over to Google Home and say, like, hey, play this playlist off Spotify or something.
Yeah, I remember we had the discussion with
Flower
about it.
Clean off my hands to touch my phone.
Yep, that sounds about right, but it's going to have to wait. Can't abandon my other love, Showtime Stage, right now.
Can't argue with solid logic. His game needs him, and this was the wrong time, Sparkles. Showtime Stage is one of our flagship games. It's flashy, it's exciting, and Teo's dance moves bring the crowd in. Getting it working for opening day is a priority.
Well, Teo's dance moves would bring more of a crowd in than our dance moves.
What? Anyway, you have to say Sparkles dance moves, because I do dance. Anyway.
You know where we can get the files discreetly. What about the physical drive? Teo, do you know where we could, go for one? As a Showtime Stage community manager, of course, I cannot advocate third-party mods and official Showtime Stage hardware. But I could probably hook you up with a few friends in town who develop their own hardware replacement hardware.
Wink.
Wink, Infinisan! We haven't been at the beach in weeks or a month or so, and the sand is still here.
Yeah, I love this painted nails too.
Oh right, I forgot about that. I bet I could wrangle up something that'll keep that.
I just want to admire the painted hands.
I understand. It was just sudden that I started reading it, and then the words just went bleh.
The words went bleh?
The words went bleh.
Oh, the words went bleh.
Yeah,
the words started singing. Got it. It's hoot hands. The better to gently caress our face when he's flirting with, I guess.
Hootans? I thought the T was replacing the J, so I thought it said because I didn't realize the though was spelled wrong. So I thought it said though he has hootans, and I'm like, hootans? What's a hootan?
He's got owls for hands. Good for swing dancing and lifting too. Swing danging, sorry.
I was talking with one of my group of friends, and the one friend really loves owls, to the point where it's a running joke where every time I have gone to their place, there is a new owl somewhere. we do tabletop, and we do it in their basement. So we're like, okay, let's go down so we can play Pathfinder or whatever. And so we go down, and they're like, at one point I'm like, okay, and they're like, hey Sharky, like what? Like, look up, and I look up, and there were a string of owl lights, and because we always sit in one seat, 3 of them were pointed directly at my seat. And we were making a joke a few days ago how they got a cat recently, and the cat sometimes squeaks in such a way that it kind of sounds like a bird, and I'm like, well, as long as you don't teach your cat how to sound like an owl, I'm good. And the friend was like, okay, but can we? But can we though? Oh. I just saw the race.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hope you're okay.
Yeah.
I bet I could wrangle up
something
something
too serious.
that'll keep us rolling for a few days while Naomi orders a true replacement bar from corporate HQ in Japan. Yeah, definitely hope it's on serious.
That'll work. I bet I could doctor it to look official too, just in case.
What, you're gonna put like a stethoscope on it?
No, we're gonna play Dr. Mario with it.
Oh man, I suck at Dr. Mario.
I'm like, I like Dr. Mario. I'm not necessarily good at it, but I like it.
Wow, I suck at Dr. Mario, Tetris, and Puyo Pop. Like, I suck at all of them.
We'll get good.
Like, the only, like, I was good at Pokemon Puzzle League when I was a kid, and that was the extent of it.
Dr. Mario's one of my favorite games of all time.
See, I grew up with the N64 Dr. Mario game with that weird storyline they tried to add in, which I don't even remember the story.
So we'll take a bit of time, but we'll get our stage back in working order. Good, good. Maybe we'll get through opening day without any major problems aside from this. Paintings. Evil piano.
Yes. That's Mario 64, not Dr. Mario 64.
Before I go, spot a gamer who's been watching, super curious about what's going on. I could swear I've seen this guy before. Maybe in a crowd or something?
Yeah, there is a Dr. Mario 64 game where basically, like, a flu season came around and you have to battle, like, Wario, because Wario's trying to peddle his wares to make, like, a bunch of money.
Every time I do this, I just want to do this one.
I do remember the spherical 3D Tetris?
Huh.
There's a 3D Tetris? Oh, that was a Virtual Boy game?
A spherical 3D Tetris, no less.
I see a spherical 3D Tetris? Tetrasphere? Oh my
The N64.
Lord. Yeah. It was originally slated for release for the Atari Jaguar. After Nintendo obtained its publishing rights, it was reworked for the N64. Wow, that looks like a game. That looks like it would break my mind.
Again? I feel like your mind breaks a lot.
Alice in Wonderland did a wonder on my brain and it hasn't recovered since.
Ah, yes.
I like to make my mom play it and watch.
Oh, hey, new stuff.
New stuff, because we didn't do this option before.
You and your lanky friend implied my Josh was too stupid to know how coin slots work. Well, this arcade was fun while it lasted. Might as well burn it down to ashes and build a new arcade on those ashes 100 years from now after this all blows over.
My roommate sent me a picture that their friend sent them that was a artist who paints pictures of banks on fire. And they were like, yeah, I sat down on the sidewalk and like started doing it. And then I went home after it was done. And then Homeland Security came after me, asking if I hated the company and wanted to burn it down. All I could answer was, yeah, I hate the company.
Do I hate the company? Yes. Do I want to burn it down? Yes. Do I plan to burn it down? No.
Love Chase Bank painting guy.
Hi, Magic.
Yeah. What's up, Magic?
See, now baby's here.
Oh man, it's a full pack.
I mean, it's not completely full, but yes. We have
yes,
lots
it's not
of friends
full.
here today.
It's not full. There isn't like thousands of people here.
Well, I meant Melik's not here. Death isn't here. Some of our friends are not here, but several of our friends are here, which is nice. Thank you for coming.
It's always thank you for coming. It's a wonder to me why people come back.
But we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, we always appreciate it, but I will always say it's a wonder. I think we broke it. Nope, we didn't. Good. Let's go!
2.
Yay! I don't know the bunnies.
Bunnies!
Whoa! Whoa! Did you see that?
I did. I think it's funny.
Wait.
Did I break it this? I broke it this time.
Okay, but
yeah. Because it hangs out over his shoulder, I guess, to have the bunnies. Because the bunnies, I guess, probably overlaps over the normal screen, so it's...
No. Yeah, it probably... It's rendering at the
It's rendering when you click it, and normally the time to, like, render would be, like, longer. But
after it had already scrolled over, but because
yeah, the transition is still the same speed, which means that the rendering is happening too soon.
Okay, I'm still like...
I mean, we debugged it. That doesn't mean it's not funny, but...
Yeah... I mean, there's nothing really around it. Oh man, not again!
Nice to see him in a more upbeat mood, considering what happened earlier.
Magic will always happen.
But as much as I'd like, I can't heed him too much attention. These bunnies are driving me mad.
Why would bunnies ever drive you mad?
White rabbit.
What?
I'm late, I'm late, I'm late.
I'm late! I'm late! For a very important date! Oh dear! I'm late! I'm late! I'm late!
The bunny will drive you mad by reminding you of the Alice in Wonderland nonsense.
Oh, the math. Oh, the math. It's too high level for my brain.
So I click back to channel 3, and nope, once again it reverts back to 5.
Good time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late! I'm late! I'm late! I don't know it well enough. Like, I really only know the I'm late, I'm late, I'm late! Okay. Clearly we're dealing with a master hacker, one who can modify Naomi's systems despite having no physical access to it. An individual capable of truly hacking the planet. Yeah. Or it's a prankster with the Universal TV remote. I've got one of those myself. I'll see turn off overly loud TVs in bars, which try not to beat to whatever game I'm playing. Not that I would ever do that, mind you, just in case. I do remember stuff, but random pack toys, in quotes, basically Ace in the I'm my brain matter by now.
I'm like, I feel that, and yet I suck at trivia.
I feel that. Just that trivia is only related to Kingdom Hearts, sadly.
So you're great at Kingdom Hearts trivia.
Well, depending on the trivia, you know, if they say how much HP does this boss have, I'll be like, yes, more than one.
Could you give a range? So does it change depending on your difficulty level?
No, it's set. HP is set.
Okay.
HP
I don't know. I don't usually play on different difficulties like you.
No, in Kingdom Hearts, HP is set. The only thing that is different is your stats. Like, enemies may get a stat increase, like, for attack. But, like, it's mainly your stats that are affected. So, like, having less HP or less, defense or whatever.
Got it.
But they always have the same amount of health, so once you reach a certain point, even on the hardest difficulties, enemies will still go down the same.
Okay, so just grind like crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds like a JRPG in a nutshell.
Yeah. Not that I would ever do that, mind you, just in case.
Wink.
Wink. Well, with great power comes great responsibility, Spidey. And clearly whoever's forcing us to watch this lacks the latter. How about I go subtly check the crowd to see if anybody's got a clear line of sight and is pointing a dash at the video wall each time you change it. Like how your stats also depend on, in Kingdom Hearts 1, in the dream section, what you choose. Yep, and then who do you talk to? It's not who you talk to. As far as I know, I've never heard that one.
Yes. I think I own the letter and I've never played it still. Maybe we should play that. Next Halloween?
So all of that, maybe, I'll definitely look at it. That determines stat growth. It doesn't determine difficulty. Obviously, stat growth will affect how hard it is or easy it is. But that doesn't affect, like, enemies. Like, that won't change your stat growth. It will only change, like, level up.
Well, it
like
says, I like how your stats do depend. Not different. So the stats do depend.
The stats depend on the items you choose, but not the people you talk to.
Well, if you're talking about stat growth, then it does depend.
Yeah, the EXP growth difficulty, okay. Yeah, Yeah, because it changes at level 40, which is the interesting part.
Yeah, the
so,
XP
like,
growth part.
So if you
you're not disagreeing with Sarah.
Yeah, just not fully. My brain not doing it because my brain.
God, I've been playing too much of this like demon and angel stuff because I'm like Sarah, Seraph, Sephiroth.
No.
I didn't know Sephiroth was in our chat, but I guess he is.
No, the Sephiroth is in heaven.
I don't think I want Sephiroth in our chat, actually.
Well, why? He'll burn it down?
It seems
like
concerning.
Like everything else in his life, he burns it to the ground.
You know, you're gonna make me want to quote a song that I know you're not gonna know.
Please, quote it anyway for the chat.
Is he the one that is smashed? Yes.
Yes.
That is Sephiroth with the very long... I've come to the spirit of aces. Hey, we already played Danganronpa. Thanks to Sharky.
Despair. Yeah, and that game,
we did not end up playing that on Friday, so we still are sort of blocking the spoilers on that. But, yeah. All the topics mentioned are why I turned to Sharky on Thursday and went, so why did you choose to play this game on the stream?
They messed it up in a recent update. Some voice lines are wrong. And they broke the opening music video somehow, so it won't play at all, even the extras menu.
Oh no.
That sounds like a bad...
And it would be sad if Sephiroth was not allowed in chat. It's not that Sephiroth's not allowed in chat. It's just that if Sephiroth shows up in chat, I have some concerns for our safety.
Why?
And for what his motives for being here are.
He'll only bring a small meteor. It's fine. It's only a tiny meteor. It's not like it's going to break the planet or anything.
Just a little bit of a meteor. As a treat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. 172 achievements.
Clearly just Funana. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else.
The 172 achievements sounds like my nightmare.
Sharky's interest has been piqued.
It sounds like my nightmare.
Do I own this? I think I own this. I do own this. Yeah, 172 achievements. Every single one of them appears to be locked. Oh, no.
No, they're not.
Not all of them. They're just
a good portion.
A lot. A lot of them are locked, but not every single one.
Holy crap, some of them are 0.7.
Did I buy this? I bought it at some point, and then I've never played it. Oh, I bought it at the same time, I think, that I bought Demon Heart and a Foretold Affair. along with some other games, because I bought those for the stream, but then we never played them on the stream, and they're in the stream backlog, along with more games that we've recently bought.
Hey, they're in the backlog because we've spent half a year plus on Arcade Spirits.
We've spent almost a year. By the time we finish all of the routes, we will have spent an entire year on Arcade Spirits, and you know what? I'm not sorry.
In terms of some people, we're doing the Lord's work by streaming some of the routes.
No, we're doing Satan's work. My work. The Lord isn't here. I'm here. The Lord can go fuck off. Never give up in these nights in Kyra. I do not know those. But she's gone now? Oh.
I do not know what kind of games that Sane does.
I know a lot more of the Japanese ones, I think. Because we've ended up playing a lot more of the Western games on here, because I think that's what people have tended to like. I do think that we should play Hakuoki next for Vampire Samurai Boyfriends, because Vampire Samurai Boyfriends, come on! But I don't have as many Western ones, or the ones I do have I bought for this stream and we haven't gotten to them.
Because it takes us a very long time.
Yes. Well... Oh, Hakuoki does take fucking forever. I'm trying to think. And yeah, I had the PSP version, and I think I did like two or three routes. I never finished it.
And we have to get back to Osmafia at some point.
We don't have to. It'd be nice to.
It would be very nice to get to Osmafia, seeing as we completed Axel's route, and we haven't gotten the rest.
Do you mean Axel's routes? Plural.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the publishers haven't come after us because we clearly weren't big enough to get their attention, I guess.
Yeah,
I think we only had 2 or 3 people popping in at a time before.
But definitely something to look out for in
yeah. Haven't come after many. That's okay.
That's good.
We've...
Oh, right, I should upload some of those.
Manga Gamer Kitty Testy. Yeah, I mean, if we have to take some of them down, whatever. But... maybe we shouldn't bother with finishing Osmafia. Even though we never got to my favorite characters' routes. It's okay. It's okay, because we have Steam Prison greater than Osmafia any day. I think that's on my wish list. I haven't gotten to it. We played Amnesia dating sim on here. That was fun. We 100%ed that, I think.
Yes, well, we didn't 100% it. We got...
Well, maybe we should go back and 100% it, because we have 100%ed Thomas for some reason.
We 100%ed so much just in case.
So that we would never have to go back for it.
Yes. Which, guess who has an episode coming out on Tuesday?
I'm sorry, Sarah. I cannot with Toma. Nope.
Guess whose episode is coming out on Tuesday?
Osmafia is so much more action than Amnesia by far. I will say, Osmafia is like, they have a very interesting mechanic, because I think it's very interesting for the love triangle mechanic as like a game design thing, but in practice, it's long.
Yes,
and the fact that there's no achievements, it seems like, means I start to lose track of which ones I've completed, in fact.
Yeah, Amnesia was just, okay, let's get the 5 good ends. And
Hustle Cat was fun, but the only one I ultimately care about is Graves. No, that's not true. I like Mason a lot.
Oh, okay.
Graves. Oh, right. We, I think we looked up that song before. I have not played Fire Emblem Three Houses. But I love edgy goth dorm. I love Graves. I don't think I could date Graves in real life, but as a fictional man, I'm like, yeah, that's my guy.
We should probably continue.
Probably. I'm strapped for help, so I'm not going to deny Teo's offer.
Sure. Go for it.
The war for remote control continues another minute, back and forth from music videos to documentaries about rabbits. And now it's showing them mating.
Oh, yeah!
Seriously hoping does not count as pornography, or it will be yet another black mark against us with a certain arcade critic. It's only been a few minutes, but it feels like an eternity of copulating lagomorphs before Teo returns.
Found him. Orange jacket, standing near the pinball section. Thanks, Teo. No worries. Anything for Pete's attention to? Yeah. I won't just leave you high and dry, even if we aren't on solid ground right now.
Gee, thanks. Good. Roll up the sleeves on my hoodie, ready to put an end to this. Wait a minute. Isn't that the arcade newbie from earlier? They didn't seem like a troublemaker at the time. What's going on here? Nope, it's definitely this kid. I can see the tiny plastic gadget in their hand briefly before they pocket it. Perhaps noticing my approach, TJ rolls stealth and gets a natural one, resulting in an awkward and obvious attempt at looking like an unimportant part of the crowd!
Skeep? Skeep.
Read this first.
Didn't do anything.
I don't want to ask him to leave. Cute? Cute.
Well, where are we going?
I don't know. Where are we going? Cursing's fine.
Well, is this one
Alright,
out?
bye! Are you fucking kidding me? Great, just great. That's a day of streaming down the drain. But it beats leaving a security hole wide open. We'll figure this out later. Zoom, zoom! Some of the letter achievements I did get are like 3.1% carry.
Man, yeah, I looked at some of the achievements and it's like, read every branch in this chapter.
I mean,
and I'm like, dedication.
Was it? I think it was Code Realize that there was an achievement to get every single line of dialogue, and I got it.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Was it Code Realize? I don't know, actually. It might have been. I also liked, I don't know if this has been ported to Steam, I don't think it has, but Norn 9 is really good.
I feel like
Some branches in the later chapters are dependent on specific sets of previous choices. Oof. Yeah, Vita only.
Yeah, looks Vita only.
Yeah. Norn 9 is fun. I like that one a lot. Yeah. I like that there's 3 different MCs. Period Cube? I have not played that one. I'm not familiar with that one.
Why have I seen that?
Code Realize is probably after Hakuoki. And Seven Scarlet is what I will someday finish, but I'm just so tired of it. I don't really like it that much. Fun to relax, art and moves. Hey, if it's legal where you are, you know. Also, we don't advocate breaking the law, but relatively harmless things, whatever. Yeah, I think I bought Psychedelica, but I haven't tried it yet.
Definitely go.
Yeah. Sun and Scarlet's okay. It's almost like I wish it wasn't a dating sim because it sounds like it has an interesting concept, and I don't like half the characters.
Like the characters?
Huh?
Who needs to like the characters?
I like the Arcade Spirits characters.
I mean, yeah, the Arcade Spirits characters are amazing.
I don't think there's any Arcade Spirits character I hate. Good VN, not good Otome.
So much feels. Ah, yes, the feels. Cannot wait for all the feels.
I also just want more games like Mystic Messenger. God, I love Mystic Messenger.
Like the gameplay style, or?
Yes, that mechanic.
Yeah.
Of it being on your phone and like joining chat rooms, so that I think we were not huge Nameless fans here. The one time we tried, I didn't mind it, but a lot of people did not like it.
Oh, ended up being the butt.
Oh, yeah. Ray's okay. Ray, to me, is like, oh, you adorable, fucked up child. I want to give you a hug and, like, help you recover. I don't want to date him. He's more like, oh, poor baby. My favorites in Mystic Messenger are 7V and Jumin. Which I know Sharky does not like Jumin as much.
No, I don't personally like Jumin, but that's just me.
Play it for the story route, story, and angst. That's fair. The older I get, the more I'm like, oh, good. At least this character is still, like, somewhat in my age range, and now I'm just like, fuck. I'm running out of those.
You're running
There
out
was
of
one
those.
game I was playing that was like, oh, this character is like 30, so it's still like, okay. And like more than half the characters were like in high school or something. I'm like, no. But then the 30-year-old, they kept talking about what grandpa he is and how old he is. And I'm just like, fuck. But he's closer to my age than all the rest of these guys. Let's play as funny as like, I hated how growing up tsunderes were always the canon. Yeah, I think I've also been playing Obey Me, which is the demon dating sim thing that I've been talking about. And that one seems to really push Maman as like sort of the primary, not like the only valid one, but like it does seem to try to push him a lot. Because he's very comfortable as like an introductory character. He's kind of stupid tsundere guy, whatever. So he's easy to use in like a story way, I think. But I am like, okay, that's nice. You can be my friend. Card-wise, my best card that I didn't get for free is Belphie, but I fucking hate Belphie. I like Lucifer.
I'm as confused as literally everybody else in chat.
Lucifer is pride, Maman is greed, and a tsundere.
Lucifer's pride. What a shocker.
Well, obviously they did that on purpose.
What a shocker.
Yeah, he's, I guess, the best way of describing is that a lot of scenes you go through with Lucifer and you go, wow, what a dom. Maman tsundere. Levy's like super otaku guy. Leviathan, sorry. And he beats up on himself a lot. And then there's Satan, who's wrath. Asmodeus is lust. Beelzebub is gluttony, and Belphegor is sloth, and I fucking hate Belphi. Anyway, so what are we doing?
Crying?
Crying is not an option here.
Oh. Oh. Why?
Because crying's not going to do anything.
No.
I like Lucifer and Asmo a lot. And Simeon, who is an angel, and they made the side characters added in as like, you can also get affection with them. So I like a lot of the side characters. Simeon's great, Solomon's great, Duvello's great, Barbados is fucking terrifying, I love him.
Let's go with the basic option.
Basic?
Yeah.
Okay, basic hasn't quite caught up, just...
No, it hasn't.
we fixed that somewhat. But, ass kick.
We broke it, we broke it, we broke it.
Yeah, that used to fix it, I thought, but I guess not.
We broke it. Well, are we going with the answer that is true to the
Well, we're not with Queen Bee this time, so I feel like it's more okay to consider this other option, which is steady here. And I think steady is fine. It's
Okay.
a lot better in that sense of like not getting on Sue's bad side.
Ashley, defame. So, who do we protect?
Look, I'm always like, the right thing to do is to protect Sue.
Do we make the right choice or the wrong choice? I say protect Ashley. Or defame.
I mean, we've protected Defame before, so it's Sue or Ashley, probably.
I say protect Ashley. Let's go with the non-Sue. Let's see what happens.
You don't want the Mary Sue?
Content.
I just realized that selecting it makes it somewhat transparent. So now you can see the shocked faces behind.
Content.
Like, never
content.
really sank in before.
Come on, chat. Content. Get down! Fold. Oh no, Sparkles!
And now Ashley has come up to tie with the three others.
Amazing.
Every time.
Every time.
Holy fuck, what did you do? This was also me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was aiming for Sue.
Pigs. Run for it.
Stay cool and wipe the footage first. Do it.
Stay with us, Sparkles. Stay with us. Help is on the way.
The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat other patients. But before they do, they inform me I have a visitor. Wow,
crap,
we
what-
actually did it! 100 80 BP!
We might actually...
At least the art now matches the trajectory of the wound.
Yes, that is true. We might actually do a bit of chapter 8.
Now that's ambitious. At least there's a plus side. I just wonder who it is. Teo walks in holding a huge bouquet of all my favorite flowers. It's a beautiful arrangement and the second biggest one I've ever received.
Sorry, I don't think anybody would say anything that I comment on being ambitious.
Ambitious and nutritious. I think that's supposed to say nutritious. Ambitious and nutritious.
I am nutritious.
Nutrient rich?
Destroyer of worlds. I
Shiva?
mean, same. I probably would have spelled it the same way.
Sorry, Joe.
What? I made a comment in Joe's stream yesterday of, wait, reading's a requirement for this? She's like, well, you know, I can't read or spell, and I'm like, same.
When did we tell Teo what our favorite flowers are? What even are our favorite flowers?
Wait, I'm supposed to learn how to orate? I just can't type. Well, it's kind of hard to type if you if you have a hand.
Flowers?
Yeah,
flowers are nice.
Flower. When did we talk about our favorite flowers? What is our favorite flower?
Probably. I don't know.
Perfect for content making!
Anyway, PSA, lilies are poisonous to cats. Is what I keep seeing.
Your favorite flower is flower. Touche.
Our favorite flower definitely is two flower.
Carpal tunnel in my brains, but maybe think that too. Or flower.
Almond flower? Hazelnut flower? Coconut flower? Rice flower? Which kind of flower?
Why do I know so many?
It's the two flower. But what are the two flowers? Now I need to know.
No, the flower name is two. So your favorite flower is the two flower.
But it's a number. Is it the number two flower? What's number two in the flower Pokédex? Flower Dex?
Flower Dex. That's hilarious. The flower Dex.
Second flower of power. Suddenly, disco blaring in the background.
Two flower, the flower Pokemon.
I'd love to hear what the description says for that.
Sorry, I'm not creative enough for that.
Power squared. Flower squared?
Flower squared!
Is two flower actually a square flower?
Oh, Lord.
Is it a cube?
Well, no,
it is now!
No, it wouldn't be a cube because that would be flower cubes.
That's true.
It can't be a flower cube.
So
it can't
it's just
be a
a
cube.
flat flower. Square.
Like, it would have to be...
flat square flower.
It would have to be... The flower, if it is squared, would have to be a two-dimensional object. There can't be a volume to it.
I was unaware that flower was a two-dimensional object.
Apparently...
Well...
I guess that's the only way that good visual novels are created.
Are you saying there can be no good 3D VN?
No, I'm joking.
Great for tangents. I do want to know why we say the second biggest one I've ever received. What's the biggest one? I have a lot of questions here.
Who gave us the biggest?
Was it also Teo at some other point? Is Teo going to bring us another bouquet later that has to, like, defeat the biggest one? Is that the epilogue is Teo just comes in with the biggest bouquet of flowers we have ever gotten?
Or is the biggest bouquet from the Funplex because they had to, like, give us a big thing? Or tangent of yeah.
What is the biggest like, bouquet of flowers you've ever received. I don't think
Me
I've received
personally?
such huge bouquets before.
Me personally, I've never received a bouquet of flowers.
I mean, I received flowers when I was, like, in high school doing my dance performances, because then my parents would maybe buy a bouquet of flowers for me or something. Granted, you know, that's from my parents. And I think one year for Valentine's, my ex got me flowers, and I guess one bouquet wasn't flashy enough, like very big, so Teo brings in 3 daisies, and that's the second biggest bouquet. Defeated by 4 daisies.
I'm Daisy.
Men deserve
Hi,
flowers
Daisy.
too. Hi, Malik. Yeah, they do. They really do. More men should receive flowers. Alright, who wants to pitch in to send Sharky a giant bouquet of flowers?
Please do not send me a bouquet of flowers. I don't know where we would store them.
In a vase? On the table?
Do you think one?
Flowers
Do you think we
are
have a table?
both very nice and also overrated.
Do you think we have a table?
Countertop?
That will take up kitchen space.
Great. If I get them, I'd rather they be potted and alive. Well,
Mm.
desk? Something.
Do you think my desk has room after the PS5 is now sitting here?
Alright, you got the PS5. Just you wait, Sharky.
This PS5 is taking up like a third of the available
I'll
space.
wait until your half birthday. Because your actual birthday is too far away. Quarter birthday? Your quarter birthday is coming up.
Yeah, my quarter birthday is coming up, yeah, but like, don't send me flowers.
Why not?
There's no point in sending me flowers.
Yeah, I think flowers are a little overrated because I'm always like, well, then they die, and then I'm just left with rotting flowers that are a mess and like that spill petals and shit all over as they die. Any day but your birthday can be your unbirthday.
That is true, but also, what I was going to say is, I would never remember to, like, water them, so, like,
Well,
they're
you just
dead.
put them in a vase. Vase? Whatever. People who complained in the new Pioneers of Olive Town on people just repeating dialogue before after festivals didn't retalk to people. It goes to their normal progressing text if you'd retalk after the going on stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, So I had said before that, like, I don't love receiving flowers because it's just like, oh, whatever, and then they die, and then, like, you have to throw them out and stuff.
Yeah, don't send flowers because they reject.
So, my ex did a really sweet thing where he got flowers for me anyway as, like, a cute thing, but then he also got me this preserved flower specifically because he's like, here's one that won't die. I was like, oh, he remembered that I said that. That's really sweet.
And then it proceeded to catch fire.
It did not catch fire.
Well, then it would die.
Huh?
It won't die. It can catch fire and die like any other thing.
It was preserved in, like, gold. So I think first it would melt.
It would still die.
It would die, but I'm not gonna set fire to it. I don't think it can catch fire. You would just have to throw it into a fire.
It was so sweet when I had my eldest.
Aww.
My ex was all, she should have created an edible arrangements. There's a place here that sells wood and roses.
That would catch fire to die. Yes, it would. I do think that edible arrangements are more practical. Although they are also sort of bizarre as a concept.
Yes.
They're kind of funny and bizarre as a concept, but they are more practical.
I mean, technically you could try making a bouquet an edible arrangement. It just might not taste well.
Well, I mean, various flowers are edible.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very rude of your ex to say, like, oh, she should have done this instead. Like, you received something. Shut up.
Yeah,
But
This is a very nice gesture.
Yeah, it's a very sweet thing to do, even if, like, oh yeah, there are better things to send, but, like, it is rude to receive something so sweet and, like, not appreciate it. Just be like, she should have done this instead. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Yeah, I have, the sad thing is if your flowers start getting moldy. If they just die, that can be an aesthetic. Like if they just wilt and like die, but they stay like crisp enough to sort of be preserved, that's not so bad. The last bouquet I got myself around Valentine's was because they like, my grocery delivery thing was like, hey, these flowers don't conform to like the whatever standards you have to meet to sell bouquets as like a flower shop or something, so we're selling them at a discount. So I was like, oh sure, I'll buy myself some flowers. And those got moldy after a while, which is really unfortunate, because then you can't keep them. It's moldy. But if you can keep one dried out or something, you know, that can look nice.
Sure.
He sheepishly smiles when we lock eyes.
These are for you.
No, actually, I brought this giant bouquet for someone else, so I'm just here to say hi before I go visit, like, the room next door, and these flowers are actually for them.
No, it's like the show's, like, a room with, like, 2 beds, and then it's like, these are for your roommate. Like, these are for you, these are for your roommate.
Yeah?
Oh, you're too sweet. The sweetest.
Yeah, actually, I brought these, and I'm leaving them by your bedside, but they're actually for Juniper.
Because she has to deal with you.
Yeah. She's gotta, like, help take care of you now while you're injured and stuff, and all that, and, like, yeah, it's just, that's a lot, so, you know, these flowers are actually to appreciate her hard work taking care of you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. I mean,
I'm also like the sweetest, but it's only the second biggest bouquet. So clearly it's less sweet than whoever brought the biggest bouquet, right?
Well, obviously the biggest bouquet is from Francine.
T, you're gonna make me sad.
I thought that was my job.
Your job is not to make me sad. That's just a thing you do as a hobby.
I thought this was a hobby.
This is a hobby. This is not your job. This stream is not, in fact, your job.
Well, yeah, I don't get paid for it.
I don't know that either of us wants it to be our job. But the stream is not our job.
Like, I had some people joke, like, when you guys, like, my last roommate joked, Professor Sharky, make it your living. I'm like, no. I would never want to do that.
Look, it's cool for people who do that. It's cool for people who want to do that. I don't know that we want to do that.
I personally would never want to make it, like, full-time thing, because I am not creative enough person to ever be like, yeah, let's just keep making content and keep making content and keep making content.
I mean, in terms of like what we do on streaming, it's mostly just, okay, here's a time that we're gonna get on and like we just play, we just chat.
Yeah.
So it's not that it would be super difficult in that sense, because it's just us hanging out on the stream. And if it was our full-time job, it'd be a lot easier to schedule.
That is true.
But, like, short of us becoming, like, an ace activism kind of thing to make it our full-time job, I wouldn't really want to, I think.
Even if we got to that point, I'm like, I don't think I'm the best choice for that. It's
more of a, I don't aspire to be like a big name ace activist, but I do think that the ace community can always use more activists, especially because right now it seems like a pretty tight circle, a relatively small circle of major activists for it, so... And there is the thing that it's very white. So, in terms of us, you know, more...
I'm not the best choice!
Well...
Seeing as I'm very
also
white.
That there's also such a thing of, like, oh, asexuality is, like, this or that, and, like, toxic masculinity being a factor and all that, so, like, male asexuality is not always recognized enough, that kind of thing. So representation-wise, it wouldn't be bad, and I mean, I think that, again, the ace community just could use more activists.
I mean, I'm also saying that in the sense of
I don't think you necessarily want to be an activist, at least on your own. We're pretty okay at, I think, discussing it on the stream, like, together. And having, like, conversations about it.
And you're,
assigned female at birth, and ace people think you're just a prude or not found the right man. Yeah. There's that. There's the prude thing. There's like, oh, just haven't found the right person. Blah blah blah.
You just
mixing
haven't
up.
Tried it yet.
I've tried it.
I haven't. I don't care to.
I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's not bad. I'm not sex repulsed, but it's really more of a, like, I don't look at anyone and go like, ah, oh, yes, that. It's bizarre to me.
No offense to people who enjoy what I'm going to say. It looks like an activity that Jason he'll settle down once he meets the right girl.
Blah, 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 blah. You just haven't met the right person yet.
But what if I don't want to settle down, Mom?
I mean, I'm also very much like, even if I found someone, I would not want the, like, white picket fence dream. That's not my interest.
Yeah, like, personally for me, it as an activity does not seem interesting enough. Like, yeah, I'll try it, whatever, I don't care. But, like, if I don't fucking care. I got other stuff I want to do.
I also don't like massages, but honestly speaking.
I've never actually had a back massage. I
don't like massages, really, because I don't necessarily like people touching me. I only like giving hugs so much. Usually more if it's a friend who likes hugs, I am willing to oblige.
See, I'm not, like, with certain people like you, I'm not like, no, I'm not going to hug you. Like, my roommate, I'm not going to hug my roommate.
It depends person to person. I'm usually not the one to initiate a hug unless I'm, like, trying to comfort someone.
But yeah, intimacy on any level is great.
Yeah. It was really fascinating because I was trying to explain asexuality to one of my friends, well, demisexuality, I guess, to one of my friends who really, she's the most conservative of my friends, right? And, like, she was like, oh, so maybe you're one of those people who, like, personality really is the important thing. And I'm like, I guess? That said, in recent years, I have come to the questioning of, like, wait, is it even that I am demisexual? Maybe I am just ace.
What if I
Maybe I'm further on the ace spectrum than I think.
See,
and yes, comfy slippers. Or just removing uncomfortable shoes after a long day. Great feeling.
I was gonna
walking into a warm, like, heated building from the snowy outside in the middle of winter. Such a good feeling.
what I was going to say about the back rub, I'm like, oh yes, the only person who would probably ever have given me a back rub was my ex, who would never have done that because I'm the guy. I'm supposed to, like, that's not right. To be
pretty sure I've given my ex back rubs. It's more at that point that she's a spoiled bitch.
Yeah. To her, it would not have been right.
She was spoiled, and if you had gotten to sex, it probably would have been very much like Pillow Princess kind of thing. Yes, or walking into air conditioning in the very hot summer. Yes.
Your ex is mistaken!
Your ex is a spoiled bitch.
Hey!
Well, I call myself a bitch.
Hey!
Yeah?
Language.
Fuck your language.
I mean, yeah, English sucks.
Oh, so I should switch to a different language?
No!
Tu préfères français?
I'm just gonna keep continuing what I'm doing and just waiting until whatever. I don't know. I've lost the ability to think.
I mean, one of the things that has really like solidified to me that Sharky's ex was just spoiled was walking into a GameStop and not knowing anything about, was it PS4? It was PS4, wasn't it?
Yeah, so what it was her friend at the church she was going to was playing. And she's like, I think I want it. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Before you buy it, like, hey, figure out if there's enough games on it, because it was pretty early in the PS4's life cycle at that point. Like, figure out if there's enough games on it that you are willing to buy, that you are interested in, to make it worth your while, because like it wouldn't be fun if
it's hundreds of dollars.
And if there's only one single game on it, that's why I didn't get a PS4, because there was like one game on it that I cared about.
I got a PS4 finally for like Final Fantasy 15, basically. I got it well before that game came out for the 15 demo, but like I knew there were other things for PS4 that I wanted.
Like 15, Kingdom Hearts 3, and that stuff was like the sticking point for me. But like there was other stuff I wanted before I got it. But like I'm just like, hey, like make sure. And she was like, yeah. And then we walked into a PS4. I think we were going to buy something so that we could like then go back to my place and play a game on like my PS3 or something.
Black Friday. See, Black Friday is also like fair.
And then
overheating's not great though.
And then we went to the GameStop, and she's just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy the PS4. I'm like, are you sure? Like, have you looked at it? She's like, I'm just going to do it. And then she just dropped all the money to buy the PS4, like, right then and there.
Keeping in mind that, like, this is before, like, was it college?
Yeah. This was like her...
Yeah. So not like having a full-time job or income or something. Just decided to get it.
Yeah, this was... Well, I mean, it's not like she paid her own tuition, so... And she got, like... allowances and stuff from her family.
My allowance was my rent money.
I never actually was given an allowance.
I think at one point my mom got a job when it had just been my dad getting, like, as the sort of breadwinner of the family. And my mom was making a lot less. And so she was sort of, as a fun thing, like, oh, you can have an allowance of like $5 a month. Yeah, when it's like $500.
Wait, when did the PS4? Yeah, so PS4 released in 2013. This was 2014. Late 2014, early 2015. So it was still like relatively early when like there really wasn't like there was a big name games, but it wasn't like huge, massive like you have to play these games. Big name.
Right.
So
it was still like somewhat that transition period in between consoles.
Yeah.
In between generations.
And she's never bought a console before. Like I think the only one she had with her family was like the Wii. And so she's like, I'm gonna buy the PS4. I'm like, you should think about this.
Yeah, like, I can't imagine just strolling into GameStop and being like, you know what? On a whim, I'm gonna drop hundreds of dollars on a new console, because I want to.
Without doing research and...
Like, I make pretty good money now, as of, like, with my full-time job and all, and I still wouldn't do that.
Like, I dropped hundreds on the PS5, but heck, it's PS4 backwards compatible, and I have a PS4 backlog, so, like... And there's a bunch of PS5 games I'm going to be getting. Or, like, with upgrades and all that stuff. So I'm like, it's worth it.
Yeah, and it's sort of less of a whim if you know that there's all this stuff that you will be using it for.
Yeah. Like recording. Oh boy, recording's going to be fun on it.
Yeah. Like, that's not just doing it on a whim. But to just, like, stroll into a store and be like, you know what? I just feel like paying $500 for this console, so I'm gonna do it. It's like, wow, I'm so quirky. Like, fuck you. That kind of shit drives me nuts, because my parents were so stingy with me when I was a kid. It was like, oh, if it's over this much, like, you're gonna have to pay the difference yourself on my birthday present. I mean, as I've said, I had to pay like an extra $20-$30 for the GameCube when I was a kid. Because it was over my parents' budget for my present. And it wasn't that they couldn't afford it, they just wanted to teach me, like, not to be spoiled, basically. Which worked.
Yeah, I'm like... That to me, I'm like, okay.
Yes, well, your parents, like, gave you a PS4 for your birthday. / Christmas.
Yeah, it was like... birthday, Christmas thing. They're like, we're not getting you anything else. I'm like,
yeah, it's the kind of thing where, like, if I had wanted, that's one of the reasons I never got a PS3, is because it was so expensive that, considering the sort of cap that my parents set, I could not, like, ask for a PS3 or something as a Christmas present or as a birthday present, because that would be the next couple years worth of presents. Which, you know, as a kid, I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I bought the PS3 when Kingdom Hearts 2.5 was out. Like, I was just like, here's the few $100 GameStop, give me the PS3.
Yeah. I'm actually, like, pretty stingy now as an adult because of this. Because I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend this much money on it. It's like, I can afford to. But I feel a little guilty.
See, I was spoiled as a kid to some extent, but I was aware of it. Like, every time my mom gave me more.
I mean, that's fair.
So, yeah.
My parents also made a game of, like, if we went out to eat, okay, who had the cheapest meal? They would make such a game. My dad especially would make it into, like, a competition of who was the cheapest. But because I was the youngest and didn't eat as much, it was really easy for me to win sometimes. My dad would, like, look at the check when we were done and be like, okay, who had the cheapest meal? Good job.
Interesting.
I mean, my parents were also, well, my mom is also very much like, video games are not for girls. And I'm like,
yes.
Well, fuck you. But so, like, even if I asked for video games, she would make a fuss about it. I would ask for them anyway, a lot of times, but, you know, it was an ordeal. It was a thing. She would make it a thing. There was also the time I asked for Pokemon Diamond for my birthday present, and then my dad looked at it and was like, oh no, because this is, like, something to do with your name, so you're getting Pearl!
Which is stupid.
Larger presents were from them, and smaller stuff like socks were from Santa.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly how my family does it.
Yeah,
it's like
my parents are... They don't really do any, this is from Santa in the first place.
Yeah, well, no, I think how does my family does? I forget if it was that way or if it's the opposite. Where,
I'm trying to remember if, was it Fresh Off the Boat? I think it was Fresh Off the Boat that had, like, a scene where it's like, what? Like, from Santa? Why do you want to attribute this gift to, like, an old white man? No, your hardworking Asian parents bought this for you. I feel like that's the mood. That's the vibe.
Yeah, no, I actually forget, because it's been a little bit, because I didn't spend the last Christmas with them, and I've honestly just forgotten what they did. There was certain gifts that were the Santa gifts, and certain gifts were the us gifts. But that's only in regards to my parents. If it was something from, like, because I lived in a household of, what was the max size it was? 12 people? Was I think the max size? Yeah, 12 people was the max size that it was. When they were living there, the max was 12. Now, for Christmas mornings, it would have been 15. Anything that wasn't from my parents was from the person, but it was parents, it's a Santa gift or it's an us gift.
Yeah, I also, like, didn't grow up having extended family around.
Yeah.
You know, parents being immigrants and all. So,
Yeah.
like, it was like, this is, like, Christmas wasn't a pile of presents. Christmas is, like, the one gift from my parents and that's it.
Yeah, no, it was a, like...
Yeah, that's fair play.
It was at the point where they are now, my family spends too much on Christmas. Like, my family literally splurges too much on Christmas, where, with the 15 people who are normally there, they spend about 3 hours just on the young six. And
no,
then
I'm fascinated by white people Christmas.
Like, it is disgusting how much they do on Christmas.
I'm fascinated by white people Christmas. My brother and I don't even get each other presents. We hand a $20 bill back and forth. Or we used to, back when I bothered coming home for Christmas. But then I was like, you know, plane tickets are like 3 times as expensive if I come for Christmas instead of a couple weeks later. And I don't like my brother, so I just don't go anymore. So I haven't seen my brother in person in years, and I'm okay with that. But the last time that we were both home for Christmas, it was like, I don't really care. Do you care? No? Great. Let's trade a $20 bill back and forth. Or at most it was like, all right, we'll walk down to Walgreens together. Here's an Amazon gift card. Great, thanks. Here's some cash.
Yeah, if I do what I plan to do this year, eventually moving to my own phone plan, I'm planning on never seeing my family again, so...
Yeah, I mean, I still minimally care about my family's safety and stuff. I don't want any ill to come to them, but I don't want to visit. I don't want to deal with them. I think at one point, because I had already shortened my trips home to like a couple days per year, it would be like 2 days for the holidays or something, and I'd go back. And like, I think at one point we had like such a bad snowstorm or something that I kept getting delayed. I couldn't go back. Yeah. And my dad's like, oh, is it really so terrible being back at home? And I was just like, yeah, it kind of fucking is.
Well, you can't swear in front of that.
I can't. I cannot swear. I cannot drink. I can hardly mention having male friends.
Oh no.
I can't talk about, like, they don't want me going out at all, let alone late.
I'll just be at kind of random times. Like, I'll get an Amazon package out of the blue from him with a note that says, hey, I found this book. I think you'd like it. Aww. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, my family's not close. I
I
admire families that have very close, like, familial ties and stuff. And, you know, I have nothing against people who do, obviously.
My roommate, she, for the next couple weeks, due to family things, she's spending a lot of time with her family, because she's extremely close with her family. Mm-hmm. And then there's me being like, no offense to anybody, even if somebody dies, I don't think I'd be going to the funeral.
My brother and I got along much better after we stopped living in the same house. I wish I could say the same, but it's nope.
For me, a lot of people are like a lot of people at my last job are like, dude, like once you leave, once you're out of the house, like things are gonna get a lot better. You're gonna get along with them. Blah,
Look,
blah, blah.
I love my family more at a distance. I will grant that. But
Okay.
I also do not want to deal with my brother. Because my brother has not gotten any better. And, like, they always talk about, like, oh, the younger sibling is a spoiled baby or whatever. The younger sibling gets babied. Ha, ha, ha. That's funny.
For me, it was very much like once I let that once we were not living in the same house, it was we did not speak to each other.
My parents don't actually get any say over whether I swear or whatever. It's more that I don't want to deal with an hour of lecturing because I muttered damn under my breath. It's more sparing myself the lectures because they will try.
But that's cool, Sarah.
That said, they don't get the choice of whether they risk not seeing me anymore. I have made the decision on my own. You will see me for about 2 days a year, and that's it. That is as much as you get. You don't get any more than that. Because I know how my parents are, they're really, really strict. My mom is like, I don't get to wear certain clothes around my parents. They would probably slut shame me. Like, I can't swear. There's, like, a lot of stuff that I just would get lectured on or, like, would get scolded for or something that's just not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It is not worth the, like, lecturing or arguing or whatever. So I'm just like, you get me for 2 days maybe out of the year in which I will be on my best behavior for the times when I'm around you, which is mostly like meal times and stuff. And otherwise, I will shut myself in my room. I will swear via text to my friends.
The amount of times
I will rant to Sharky about bullshit, and then I will leave again.
I woke up or like looked at my phone and just all a string of swears.
Motherfucking! I'm so goddamn sick of this bullshit.
And I'm just like, what's happening? And you're just like,
yeah,
I can't swear
did not
and I
have
need out.
the autonomy to like leave. I don't even really have friends in my hometown anymore. And you know, it's fine. I just, if they want me home, it's like, well, the tickets are at least $200 to fly back, so no. Because it's just not of interest to me. And yeah, I have enough autonomy to just make the decision of like, I'm not coming back. You don't even get the choice of like risking or whatever. Nope. I'm just not dealing with it. I have said that if I get married, my parents will find out that I drink via the open bar at my wedding.
Tell me out there flying in a pandemic? No. This conversation reminds me of a time I posted something I saw that said, my parents don't know about me to identify me in the morgue. That is basically how how my family is. But
I don't know that my parents could identify me in a morgue.
I have legitimately said about my family that my group of friends will plan my funeral if I die. They will get to choose if my family is able to come or not. That is the extent. I don't even care if my family's notified.
I feel like I would notify them, but not invite them. So that they know they're not invited.
I think
they could try to organize their own funeral, and it's just like, nope. Yeah, my parents were pretty good about like, oh, don't come home right now because it's dangerous. But now they've recently sprung back up on the like, so when are you visiting? When are you gonna come visit again? And I'm just like, I don't know, parents. I don't know.
See, my parents were like in January, like, we haven't seen you since the Christmas before. You need to come pick up your Christmas presents and like. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, no, stop. Final words to the family is just a snap that says, "So you're about to die."
Had next to no rules or structure. She moved me with her to go after guys she met online. Oh, yeah. My parents are very, even more than stereotypical, like strict Asian parents, I guess. Less so on the grades, maybe. I mean, they're still pretty strict on that. But like I could never come out to them. Because they
after coming out as bi. That's good though.
Yeah, that kind of thing's good. My parents, I think the last time I went and I was really pissed off about this, my dad made like a super racist comment and my mom was agreeing and I was just like, seriously? Wow, I challenged you on it and you just said it out loud. I am so fucking pissed off. Because they were saying some anti-black, anti-Hispanic shit. And I was just like, I'm not okay with this. I am not okay with this. I cannot believe we're in a fucking car. I want to get out of this car and, like, chug a glass of whiskey or some shit. I was so pissed off. And I was like, I have to live in this house for another 24 hours before my flight back? God fucking damn it. So, yeah, Yup. California from Oregon for a guy she met in a chat in the late 90s. 3.5 years of hell in Utah. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot, and yikes. I'm married now. Yeah, that sounds pretty chaotic, and I mean, that's its own set of things.
Yes. The extent of chaotic my family was for like the year and a half, 2 years that my father was living in the basement because he did some kind of disgusting thing. And so it's like, is my family going to finally like get a divorce? But they're like, we need to stay together so that other people don't know our trauma and we look good.
I haven't come out to my parents, but I hope they would be accepting given my mom's own positions in the LGBT community. It also helps that my brother has a girlfriend, so any expectations of grandkids, it's been nicely shifted to him. Yeah, my mom asked me about grandkids because, and I quote, with him in the car, your brother's useless. Your brother's hopeless. And I was like, well, even if I found someone, I don't want kids. So, fuck off! I don't know how my parents would be in terms of coming out as, like, otherwise LGBTQ. In terms of asexuality, I think I just have to, like, explain it to my parents, and that's a bigger thing, because then I'm also dealing with, like, the cultural difference of them being Chinese and not really knowing about LGBTQ in America or anywhere really, because they've sort of bubbled out from that. My parents are also very conservative sometimes, especially my mom, about anything to do with sexuality. So like my mom's the kind of person who would never, I never got a birds and the bees kind of talk. It was all just like, oh, I think you're very like career focused, right? So don't have sex because then you'll have a baby and that like you'll get pregnant and have a baby and you won't be able to follow any of your career dreams. And that was it. That was the extent of any kind of talk I ever got about sex.
More than I got. More than I got.
Brother's useless. Almost spat out my bubble tea. Eldest of 4, built-in babysitter and sheltered. She left my dad when she found out she was pregnant. Didn't even tell him. Moved in with my grandparents. He found out from a neighbor. Hitchhiked to their place. Saw me once at 6 months old. She didn't want to be with him or get married when he was all okay with doing so. So he didn't want to be a problem, cause problems, and those are complicated things.
See, my family, my oldest brother has 6 kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think the oldest is...
Doesn't quite stop them from wanting grandkids from you.
Oh, no, they've straight up been like... I think when they were at 5, when my brother was at 5, they were like... Still like, so when are you gonna get grandkids? But I think after the 6th one, they're like, it's fine if you don't have kids. It's fine.
Yeah. My mom also started assuming that I had become a crazy cat lady when I said I had 2 cats. Because she started associating it with like 100. I'm like, there's a large difference between 2 and 100.
My hub's family's English isn't always the best, but they're all like, you go for third, try for a girl. Oh.
Yeah.
So, my... What, I was going to make a comment. Oh, coming up to my... coming up to my family would basically them just be like, so you're gay? You just tell us you're gay, because you're gay. And I'm like, no, because their extent is my uncle who has a close friend he is with. And that's all, like, I assumed he was gay, but, like, I was never told straight out until, like, 2 years ago. And that was not even from my parents, that was from my brother being like, you do realize about this, like, I'm like, yeah, it was kind of obvious after the, like, first half, that year and a half. Like, families.
I don't know that all have some okay points.
No.
All are dysfunctional in their own ways.
What was my parents? My parents were like, the racist stuff of we need an electric fence to throw people into.
Rather than a wall.
Yeah, rather than a wall.
Never said okay to us, their kids.
That's fair.
Then maybe some only make good spaghetti. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know my grandparents, and they're all dead. But except when he had peace. Yeah, families are a thing. I think some families, like my family, I guess there are okay points, but it's hard to call us a family by anything other than blood. And yes. I really, they don't know anything about me. They don't know really anything but my name, and I don't even like my name. I would like to change my name. So at some point, they may also not know my name. Any questioning I have done towards my gender, they will never learn about, because they would never understand. They would more likely probably disown me. I don't think they would disown me, but they wouldn't understand. So they'd probably just ignore, which is what they do with a lot of things.
Yeah, family of choice more than blood.
Yes. Found family and all. Yeah.
Yes, I am a sucker for found family.
Found family is very valuable as a concept, and I appreciate family ties. Ironically, the game I was working on writing ended up having very family-heavy themes, which is really funny because it was very sibling-heavy themes. And I'm like, meanwhile, me never wanting to talk to my brother ever.
See, I'm looking for my family. The dysfunctional is on the liberal side, but the extended stuff sucked. I'm told people if they ever need an accepting mom, I'm straight to be mom. Whomever needs it, she's accepting. Aww.
That's cute.
See, I'm like my if I asked my family literally anything about me, if I'm like to name literally anything about me, or like they would just be like, I don't know. You like games and
stuff.
They're like, you like games? I'm like, okay, what games do I play? They'll be like, Pokemans?
My mom yelled at me for playing DDR because video games are not for girls. So, that's...
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. I mean, especially because I was playing on a controller. So, video games are not for girls. She would basically... I don't have a good, translation of this to English, but she would say this one phrase to me a lot that basically translates essentially to, this is unbecoming of a woman. This is unbecoming of a girl. She would say that to me all the fucking time. For how I sit, for playing video games, for this, for that, for whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, okay, Mom, whatever. Like, my mom very much does not know anything about me.
I got yelled constantly for sitting incorrectly, aka with feet not on floor correctly all the time, and just be told, you need to sit up straight. Why do you do this? You need to sit up straight. Like, you should be respectable and sit up straight and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who cares? No one cares.
Blah, blah, ladies, don't do blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and yeah, like what you like, do whatever. I will say that posture-wise, maybe you should improve your posture because you were having back problems.
Okay, but like...
It's extra hilarious because I'm adopted. Yeah.
My 5-year-old has a pink and green blanket because they used to be his favorite colors. My mom and my 8-year-old playing My Little Pony stuff. Dad cuts Monster High dolls.
Yeah. Like whatever you like. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, did I get an earful? Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you do you.
At the end of the day, I do whatever the fuck I want. My parents don't get a say anymore. They don't even get the privilege of knowing.
The only reason they found out I moved in with my current roommate was because I started to have a slight panic attack after they called me saying that they wanted to meet up like that day to do presents, because I get panic attacks when I need to go see my family, especially if it's a very short notice, because I need to prepare myself to turn off my emotions enough to handle it.
Yeah.
And she legitimately saw me starting to have a panic attack. She's like, I'm going to be driving you because I don't want you driving like this because I think you're going to get in an accident. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, no, legitimately, I don't want you driving like this.
I mean, that's very fair. And yeah, no. Sarah, like, if it doesn't hurt others, do what you want, like what you want. Who fucking cares?
And so they didn't even realize who my roommate was. And they're like, so are you still living there? And I just tried my roommate. I'm like, should I say it? She's like, just say it. I'm like, I moved in with her. They're like, why do you tell us? And I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Well, like, they also would be likely to think that you're dating, right?
Yeah. But they're also like, well, why'd you say nothing's changed in your life? I'm like, because honestly, who I'm living with is not the biggest deal in my life. Like, it's not a huge change if I'm living with one person or another to me. Like, it's just... okay, I'm living in a different place, different person, okay? Like, my life hasn't fundamentally changed.
But I think you like better.
Oh, well, my current roommate's great. But, like, it doesn't fundamentally change my life in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, I think, personally, if I changed roommates, changed apartments, it's a fundamental change to my life, depending how much interaction I have with my roommates. Currently, I have a really good roommate that we hang out all the time and stuff, and we get along really well. Yeah. Thank fucking God, because in the pandemic, it's like, oh, like, how are you and your roommate doing? You don't want to kill each other? Apparently, that's a question that she's gotten from her coworkers. It's like, oh, do you and your roommate want to kill each other yet? It's like, no, we get along fine. We've been fine this entire time. We, like, don't fight and stuff. We get along really well as roommates. We, like...
Wow, we spent an hour on this
are
scene.
Fine.
I've heard other people ask that with advice on spouses. Which,
and I mean, I've heard a lot of things about, like, couples, like, getting into all these arguments and stuff because they're cooped up together and all that, and I'm just like, I don't know. We get along. We don't fight. We don't want to kill each other. So, you know, it's fine. We're fine. Which I'm glad for, because I cannot imagine going through the pandemic with a roommate I can't stand. I would be so fucking miserable.
My current roommate is very much like, if I get annoyed, we're talking this out immediately. I'm like, if you get annoyed, talk it out.
To do. Especially given that you are also best friends.
Yeah, and compared to others, which are very much like, bottle it up.
Or passive aggressive or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like...
I mean,
like, I've had, previously roommates who would, like, flip out on me for this or that, but they would be total hypocrites.
Yeah.
Where it's like, look, I don't really care if you have, like, a pot in the sink for a while, but if you're mad at me for having a dish in the sink for more than, like, 2 days, and then you leave your own pot in the sink for, like, 3 months, we have a problem. So, like, before my roommate and I moved into this apartment, we would have a third roommate, and the last one we had, she, like, flipped out on us for, like, oh my god, like, I don't want to say it stresses me out or something, but, like, the living room's a mess or whatever, blah, 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 and ranted at us. She doesn't even hang out with us. She didn't even, like, spend time in the living room, really. She would just come home, put her, like, take her shoes off, whatever, and go straight to her room, if she was even home. She would also go out a lot to hang out with friends. So it was like, okay, first of all, you don't even spend much time in the living room. But then secondly, like, a couple of times, because our washer dryer was right next to the door to her room, so a couple times I, like, happened to see inside. It was a wreck. There were clothes all over. There was, like, boxes of tissues or something all over. It was everywhere. And I'm just like, look, it's one thing to say, like, oh, like, this degree of mess stresses me out. Can you please clean it up? But then if I see that your room is, like, 3 times worse, I don't think I'm the main stressor in your life. If messes stress you out and your room is 3 times worse, I don't think the living room's the problem.
See, yes, wasn't that the same roommate who, like, we were whispering and then started freaking out about, like, us talking too loud when I came to visit?
I think so.
Like, we were not even loud, like...
We were not loud. We were just chatting quietly, absolutely indoor voices and everything.
Because, like, it was late, and we understood it was late, and it was just,
it wasn't even that late, but sure, yeah.
It was late for some people.
For some people. And, like, yeah... There was another time, it was like noon or something. It was like in the middle of the day, and I didn't have the light on, and I was working from home a lot, because my teammates were down in like a totally different city, so there was no point going to the office, so every other day or so I'd work from home. And she came in to, like, do her laundry or something in the middle of the day? I don't know. Yeah, the voices that we're at, like, right now, and I mean, like, with microphone and everything, it's probably even louder. But, like, roughly the levels we're speaking at, like, the calmness we're speaking at right now was, I think, about what we were at.
See, for me personally, I'm probably speaking louder than I was speaking then, just because on stream I naturally am more. More. We were being pretty quiet, pretty chill. Yeah. We weren't, like, screaming or anything. We weren't, like, laughing really loudly or anything even. And she, like, yelled at us. But yeah, there was one time, like, it was like noon, and she came home all of a sudden, because our office was really close to our apartment, so she just would come home sometimes, whatever. And, like, I was making lunch, and I hadn't turned on the light, because it's the middle of the day. It was fine. Like, yeah. I didn't feel like I needed the light. And she took one glance at me, and she's like, I just don't understand how you can live in the dark. Like, what? That's sudden. And, I think very soon after she moved in, like within a week or something, she was chatting with my other roommate. And she started talking about how she wanted to give me a makeover and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know you like that. I absolutely do not consent to you, like, very loudly talking with me, not participating in this conversation, but, like, sitting in the room about how you want to give me a makeover and, like, change how I look. Excuse me? You don't know me. I trust my, like, other and current roommate with, like, giving me a makeover, because we have very similar aesthetic. If I'm going to have makeup on my face, I want it to be goth as fuck. It should be dramatic and goth. But, like, this girl didn't know that. She doesn't know me. She just, like, wanted to give me a makeover, and I'm just like, that feels really creepy.
and really invasive because it's like touching your face and like making you look different and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not comfortable with you like that. And how fucking dare? Like, do you have a problem with how I look? Excuse me?
My current roommate and my last roommate both like it very bright. And then there was me with like very minimal like lights on, and I'm like, yes, I can still see pretty well. This is perfect.
Gothy makeup? Yes. Stranger touchy? Nope. Yeah, I don't usually wear any makeup on a regular basis. If it's more of a special occasion, like if I was going to a concert or something, I would sometimes put like eyeliner and like dark lipstick or something would probably be it. Maybe some dark eyeshadow. It's very much like, if I am wearing makeup, you should be able to tell is my style. But this is someone who didn't know me that way and was like talking openly about how she wants to give me a makeover, and it's like, that's just rude. That's just weird. Do you just go up to strangers and be like, I want to give you a makeover because I don't like how you look? Like, what? It's so fucking weird, and it's sort of infantilizing because it was almost like she was implying that I didn't know how to do makeup or something. It's like, no, I just don't care to wear makeup on a regular basis, especially because her thing was like, she would put on a lot of makeup, I guess, but in that very like natural look where you can't really tell she's wearing makeup, and that's just not for me. You know, it's fine for people who do that, it's fine for people who like that, but it's just not for me. So when she was saying like, oh yeah, like I want to give I want to give her a makeup, because she was saying it in third person, because I was sitting there in the room, but I wasn't participating in this conversation because I don't use makeup, I don't care. So she was talking with my roommate about how she wanted to give me a makeover, and it's like that's so fucking weird. And that's uncomfortable. You just talk about someone else in the room as if they're not there about how you want to give them a makeover? What?
Yeah, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. That's so strange, especially if it's not someone you know well.
We should probably finish this scene. No.
Teo places flowers on the bedside table before sitting down next to me. He takes my hand in his and holds tightly.
I just say, as it's been an hour, and...
Literally sitting on this. So about this tangents, you were saying about maybe getting into chapter 8.
I was saying, because I was not expecting us to literally be on that line for an hour. I was figuring us...
Do you even know us?
I was figuring we would be going on roughly the same pace. Oh, I mean, tangents are fun.
They are
very
fun. We should really just be aces playing at tangents. That's our actual name.
I mean, technically some aces are sub-aces. To some people, we're just sub-aces. Mm-hmm. Jumping to this stream and just being like, oh, it's aces!
Yeah, I mean, usually people look at our name and go, hey, aces!
Yeah.
Even though it's usually just one of us.
Yeah, I mean...
If we're in the same stream watching someone else, you're usually on your personal. I don't have a personal, so this is also my personal, I guess.
Well, it also fully depends. There are some people's where I'll go in as ours, like Sim Phoenix, I'll go in, or what's his name? Tiny Hat Dude?
Stephen Kill.
Yeah. Those streams I would go in as the aces.
Yeah. Well, because they also know us from the demos before.
Yeah. But if it's like pies, joes, flowers, yeah, I'm going in as mine.
Yes. Well, I don't have a personal account, and I already put my Twitch Prime thing on this account. So this is my one Twitch account. This is what I watch things on. Is that you reading the line? Before I can say anything, Teo interrupts me.
Thank you.
Thank you for dealing with me in my moment of selfishness earlier. But you weren't being selfish, though.
I'm upset about this.
I was too focused on myself to see anything else. I just want that job so bad.
Which is fair.
You're allowed to want the job, Teo. You shouldn't have to apologize for wanting the
You
job.
shouldn't apologize for prioritizing yourself over a partner, especially if it is like a relatively new relationship. Like you haven't.
Flower.
Well, sadly, Flower can't rewrite this whole scene and
I
the
know.
previous scene. I know.
I know, but still Flower.
I mean, that was the thing with Queen Bees too, right? Is that due to the nature of like they're coming in, they're comforting you, they're like checking on you in the hospital, it's making up from the earlier argument. It's really like the player's the one in the wrong, but because seeing as the player's the one in a hospital bed from getting shot, of course it has to be the other character who's apologizing, but like the player's the one in the wrong. And it's bizarre that Teo's like, thank you for dealing with my selfishness. Like, it's not selfish. It's not wrong. It's not too focused. It's correct. Especially that, like, I mean, this hurts especially from Teo. I was too focused on myself. Like, Teo, you're never too focused on yourself. You have never in your life been too focused on yourself. Excuse you. Teo's Dream Protect Squad.
I know I've been trying to focus on myself rather than pushing everyone else into the spotlight. I was being selfless to the point of diminishing myself. But in this case, maybe being a little more selfless would have helped you understand how isolated you felt. Instead I got defensive and callous to your needs.
This is wrong and incorrect, and I don't like this makeup. Because I don't like the argument in the first place. And Teo was not in the wrong, so why is Teo the one apologizing?
And for that I apologize.
If Sparkles doesn't say, you don't need to apologize, I was the one wrong, I'm going to be upset. I'm already upset, but that would mitigate it. Teo goes straight to the point, and I take a moment to ponder his admission. I was the selfish one!
Yes.
It takes two to tango, as they say, and it wasn't Teo who was being a fool.
It was me. It was all me. Teo, you're too kind and selfless when it comes to things like this.
That's correct!
And I should have been more open to it, even though I was, before jumping to a negative conclusion. Forgive me? Oh my. Let's just say we were both wrong and forgive each other and kiss and make up?
Wink.
I can agree to that.
But is it gothy makeup?
No. I don't think Sparkle is wearing gothy makeup.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be great. It'd be fantastic. I would love it.
But it's not gonna happen.
Then Teo in goth makeup?
Fan art it, please. I'm surprised that wouldn't be a fan art already.
I would not be surprised. That's very... Let Sparkles wear goth makeup! Yeah!
Okay, fan art it, Magic.
I mean, I can do the Teo one, because it's just editing this image. Teo leans over and gingerly places a kiss on my forehead.
I really didn't mean for a conversation to end as sour as it did. And I feel even worse that it ended with you injured before you could sort it all out. It's not like either of us expected this to end in gunfire, Teo. If I was psychic or had superhuman speed, then I could have stopped it easily. Or if I'd just been a little bit quicker to react. You're too hard on yourself, Teo. All that matters is that you're happy. I'm happy, and we're happy together.
So happy together! I really like the version of that song in Umbrella Academy, the Gerard Way one.
I don't remember it.
But we'd need every makeup option redrawn for every facial expression and cheek style. Yeah, no, that's
a
lot.
No.
That's a lot. That is. Theirs was already a lot of
yes.
redrawing, as I understand, for all of the different customization options as
Yes.
is, and I am very impressed by the TNC customizing. So, like, makeup would be nice. It is not worth considering how much extra work was already put in, and very much appreciated.
You guys put in a lot of work already, and you guys will do amazing. You don't need the extra work.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed as well by, like, the diversity in the customization already.
Yes.
Anyway, like, I mean, at least in this game, I don't know about TNC, but in this game we only see our character so often, so...
Character's always going to be on the screen in TNC.
Well,
so, like,
that's
we're like almost always going to be seeing the character.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have to make our character actually, like, look not crazy?
No, we're totally going to make our character look crazy. Who do you
Alright,
think we
Return
are?
of Santa Seaweed!
Yeah.
Can we, though? We should do a run of Santa Seaweed.
That's why I remember Flower said there was going to be no beach, was because they would have to redraw all of them, including the MC, in swimsuits. And that's a lot of work, being like, okay, now this body style and this swimsuit, okay, but what if,
Yeah.
like, what swimsuit for this? Like, that's
it's a lot of
too
extra
much.
assets and everything.
Yes.
As is the beach scene here was a lot of assets.
Yeah.
And as
And then
Flower
also-
said, early on in this arcade spirits, they were a lot more ambitious with, like, one-off assets. And then, actually, maybe we shouldn't do this. That's a lot of extra assets.
Yeah.
Budget-wise, it's a lot. Our eyes lock as I smile lovingly at him. Shave cheeks. Oh, I found a typo, Flower. You're here
Wait.
just in time.
Wait. Our eyes lock as I smile lovingly at him. Teo cheeks flush.
Yeah, as I said, I found a typo.
Got it!
Yeah, I don't know when in the week you're planning to put the patch out, but yes, we're wrapping up with Teo, I think. So,
Yes.
And seeing as Teo is apparently the worst route for typos, hopefully we help catch a lot.
It helps that literally every other one seems to be streamed.
Yes. So we're doing
The Lord's work, quote unquote.
I am insulted. The fuck has the Lord ever done here? Satan's the one playing this, bitch!
Finding typos is good! But we're always like, sorry, we found another typo!
I mean, normally if we come across a typo, there's like a 50% chance we'll just say it correctly and move on.
Yeah.
We don't usually try to spend too much time focusing on typos in a game. Unless they're really silly.
Yeah, unless they're really silly. But in this one especially, it's just because we know Flower wants it, we're just like...
But then it's just like, Flower, we found another one, sorry for pointing it out.
I'm extremely
Sorry for
happy.
bringing attention from other people to the typo, but hopefully it helps.
Well, the patch is going to come out. It's going to fix a lot. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Teo will not have such struggles, hopefully, anymore. Hopefully we found most, if not all, of the typos.
Well, to find all of them, we would have to literally go through every single option.
Yes.
And that ain't happening.
But, I mean, a lot of Teo ones, specifically.
Yeah.
Which means, at that point, that most of the typos we haven't been able to point out are probably either in the skip things that aren't Teo-specific, or, like, the specific date thing if it was in the other option.
Yeah. I'm extremely happy.
His smile lingers a second longer before a thought pops into his mind.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. I made a few phone calls and chatted with a couple friends in the industry. If I go on. You remember Michelle from X? Yeah, of course. Turns out she's working on a new indie game. A rhythm game. Sounds like it's your jam. Literally. It's called Dance Game. That's it. Just Dance Game.
Just reminds me of Duck Game.
Ah, yes, Duck Game. Quack. 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 Apropos? 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 How apropos? I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't remember. No, I don't. I think the S is silent.
I don't know. Isn't it a made-up like shortening of appropriate in the first place?
Yeah, it's apropos.
Okay.
Always good to see others play, especially those that read them aloud. Help find it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of.
This is usually how we find the typos and grammatical errors. Is because we are reading out loud.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of our shtick to be reading out loud and doing all of them.
We really started off with, okay, we're gonna do silly voices, and now we just semi-voice act. Not well, mind you.
I would never call what I do voice acting.
Would you call them dramatic voices? I think it's closer to voice acting than silly voices.
Silly songs with Larry. Silly songs with Sharky. Now we're at that point where Sharky will not sing a silly song.
You're right, I need to add that reward for the channel points for Sharky Sings. Sharky makes an album.
There will be no Sharky album.
Sharky Christmas album.
It means like appropriate, but also like with reference or it's kind of a usage.
Mm-hmm.
According to her, development is coming along well at a good pace, and it's poised to take off in a big way. She also dropped some hints that with great popularity comes the great need for a great community manager. So she offered me the position closer to launch, which I, of course, took. Now I can stay here, help out with Pizza Tangentopia, and have a
badass
new job.
I have such mixed feelings on this.
Yep.
Like, fortunately, this is also a job that he likes. It's not settling, per se, but it is sort of forcing his hand on which of the two options.
Yes. One shouldn't have to force his hand.
Yeah. Because otherwise it would be the option, because both are good options for him.
Yes. Everything's coming up, Teo.
Whoa.
But you really need to get a dance game? Really? Yeah. Bold steady.
Hmm?
The steady was covering the bold. Or Gate. Whatever.
Yes. Yeah, the two traits of Teo. I'm all for Teo being the community manager of a new game, and I'm actually really thrilled he's staying, but...
Are you comfortable abandoning the Showtime stage? Oh, my love, I'm not abandoning it. I could never. There will always be time for the stage. But now I get to work on a new game from the ground up. Be with it from the very beginning. And that's exciting. As soon as you're fully healed, I'd love to take you out on a celebratory date night. I was about to say a celebrity date night. I'm like, no, that's not the word.
Celebrity date night.
Like, brain, stop filling in. That's not the word.
Yep, celebrities just show up during your date.
Why you do this to me?
Why I do what?
This.
Do what?
This. Points at screen. This. Oh, sorry.
Drag you into doing a silly stream 3 times a week? Because you enjoy it?
Yes, please. Now, if only I could heal faster. I should let you nap then. As my great aunt used to say, rest is the best medicine.
It's emphasized on is.
Shut up. So relax and enjoy some beauty sleep.
Okay, I'll shut up. I just won't speak for the rest of the stream, thanks.
You know what I meant, now stop it. Not that you had, not that you need any. You're the cutest patient in this hospital. Even with this IV attached to me and these bandages on my leg, even then, the Infinisand has gotten to Teo. You guys have a great dynamic / banter style.
What?
That's what we get when we talk to each other a lot.
Yeah. Which then, for some reason, people call acting like an old married couple. And I'm like, what?
I think only one person had ever said that, though.
Yeah, that was still weird.
Yeah, no, that was really weird when they're like, you sound like an old married couple. It's like, no. No, we don't. Why does an old married couple... The concept of...
Still one too many.
Yeah. Why does the idea of having... like, being able to banter mean we're an old married couple?
I also just don't like if my friends suggest that they ship me with some other friend. We're both one half of a whole streamer. That's correct.
Wait,
that is correct.
We're like the streamers that like you wave
Except
around?
for like the times when Sharky has to solo stream, in which case I guess he is the whole streamer.
No, I was not a whole streamer on Friday. Oh my gosh. I was like, okay.
Again.
No, you were totally fine. I know Mango popped in for a little bit.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I saw Mango pop in, and she's like, how's the Marioing? And I'm just like, it's going. It's not going well, but it's going. She's like, I believe in you. And I'm like, you more than me. Satan sits on Sharky's shoulders, and they wear a trench coat to be one genuine streamer, trademark.
No. Because I am short, I have to stand.
Yeah, no. Has to stand. We are then...
one whole streamer.
Tall.
Trademark.
We are a very tall streamer.
It's fine. It's just making up for your bad posture.
That's true. But we would still be, like, over 10 feet tall.
Are you telling me that genuine streamers aren't at least 10 feet tall?
No,
How do you know?
I don't think genuine streamer trademark aren't necessarily 10 feet tall.
Maybe the trademark version is.
Oh, that's true, that's true. All the ones I haven't seen were genuine streamer trademarks. They're the only genuine streamers. There was no trademark, because they were too short to hit the trademark.
They're the genuine streamer generic version.
The genuine streamer and the genuine streamer trademark.
Uh-huh. It's like getting Advil versus getting ibuprofen, right?
Ah, yes. And then there's the thing next to me, the acetaminophen.
Isn't that the Tylenol?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like Tylenol and just acetaminophen.
Yeah. Chemistry words are fun. Pharmacy words are fun. Except if you're actually studying them, then it's difficult.
I would never be able to, like, I can't understand how to go. It's like, this thing does this thing for me, and that's all I know. Will it tell me? Yes. Cool.
I have a severe lack of medicine on hand. Because I just neglect to buy any.
That's the only thing I have, just because I regularly get headaches.
Right.
So I just keep that on hand just because I get headaches. And like, they're not migraines. I just get bad headaches. Like, I would never call them migraines because it's not that.
There's probably some underlying thing that you should get checked out, but yeah.
Maybe an allergy. See, I don't think it's an allergy. I think it's one is my glasses. I need new glasses because my prescription changed, and I haven't gone to get to do an eye test in about 5 years. So like I normally get headaches when my prescription changes for my glasses, and I haven't changed them.
Also that you take your glasses off when looking at screens or something because it gives you headaches?
Yes, if I wear glasses and I look at screens, I get headaches. Oh,
thanks for joining, Magic. We're Wrapping up as soon as we end this scene, eventually. Anyway.
Get your glasses updated! Yeah, I need to, like, schedule an appointment, all that jazz. I know that once I get a prescription, I'm just going to order from online instead of going to all that jazz. I just have to get the prescription.
Mm-hmm.
I really only use my glasses when I'm driving, or if I'm sitting in the living room. It
was just bizarre to me because I was so used to seeing you with glasses.
But you saw me in class and stuff, and I needed it for class. Yes, always make sure to get the distance, yeah. Yeah, I would definitely be asking for that too. Because I need
I'm
that.
also still mad that, like, I was looking for a certain shape of glasses, and I was having such trouble finding them until I discovered they're in the men's section.
Yep.
Hi, I wear man glasses, apparently, because that's another thing we need to gender, apparently.
I need to do the same myself again in a few years. Yeah, it's been a bit, like, the last time I got my eyes checked out was because I accidentally left my glasses on my bed when I came back from taking a shower. I started to get on the bed, and my knee forced onto my glasses and split it into 4 equal parts.
That's impressive, but also, oh no.
It didn't hurt me.
Glasses.
It didn't hurt me, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's good. It hurt the glasses.
Oh yes, but the glasses shattered. So I didn't have glasses for a little bit. It sucked. Yeah. Or I have like a very old pair that
I have my last pair. Unfortunately, my prescription hasn't changed drastically.
Yeah, that was the thing for me.
The last time I went to get new glasses, it had been just about 4 years, and they were marked. I'm like, all right, let's make sure these are like a good, sturdy pair of glasses or whatever, because clearly you don't come in to get them replaced very often. I was like,
yeah, that was the thing of I had an old pair, and my prescription doesn't change dramatically. Mm-hmm. It's like a tiny change each time, so I could see out of them. I just got headaches faster.
Yeah. Because mine actually fell apart twice in the past couple months.
Jeez.
Even though I just got them recently, like back in December. So the second time because basically there's a screw that popped out on one side and then the lens completely fell out because the screw was holding it in place.
Oh no.
And I don't know what happened, but like the screw just vanished. I couldn't find it after the lens popped out. So I kept them together in the glasses case and then wore my other pair for a couple days until I could go to the optometrist to get it fixed.
Yeah.
And they fixed it, and then a couple weeks, literally 2 weeks later, the same thing happened to the other side.
Oh my god!
So fortunately, my optometrist is also within walking distance, and I did that on purpose. They're like a 10-15 minute walk, and I do have my old glasses, so it was okay. But the second time I went, and I was like, hey, so this broke, and by the way, the same thing actually happened a couple weeks ago to the other side, so is there anything we can do to make sure this doesn't happen again? So they put some kind of Loctite glue on it or something.
Interesting.
And so I think that's helped. They put it on all the screws, they said. And then they were very nice, because when they brought back my newer pair of glasses, they were like, oh, and while we're at it, your current pair that you're wearing, the old one I had, is a bit crooked. Let me just take that and fix that up for you too. And I was like, oh, thanks. Wow. It was very nice of them.
Yeah, I need to do that and schedule all that stuff.
Yeah,
luckily, in I think 2 weeks I'm going. No. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, I think in April 5th, 5th to 9th, I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to be doing a small vacation from work.
Yeah, I
Just
kept
gonna be
meaning
nice.
to schedule a day off as like a mental health day, and then I didn't, and now I'm like, fuck, I really need one. And then especially because I realized that I took 2 weeks off in November, and I was like, oh, that was so recently and stuff, and then I recently realized, wait, shit, no, that was almost half a year ago.
That was almost half a year ago.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I should schedule some extended time off for myself again soon.
My boss was like, "Are you going anywhere?" I'm like, "It's gonna be a staycation." He's just like, "Huh, you got the time. You need it when you use it." I'm like, with how stressful everything's been, I need to just
I need
relax.
He's like, and all that. I'm probably maybe gonna go to like some nearby city for basically a change of pace. It's almost staycation. I don't think it's called a staycation anymore if you're just staying in like an Airbnb, but essentially that, where it's just like, all right, we're gonna go. We'll probably just end up getting like takeout and staying in the Airbnb or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, because there is still a pandemic going on after all.
Yes.
So it'd be more to get out of the apartment, have like change of venue, change of place, change of pace kind of thing, and otherwise not really be able to change that much.
You know what's also good for a week vacation? We can get ahead on Professor Sharky.
Yes. I owe you another cocktail soon.
Don't worry about it.
Have you gotten the ingredients for the first one I told you yet?
I tried, and like...
I've already forgotten what was in that.
No place around me had some of the ingredients, like literally.
What are you missing?
I forget what. Like I did a bunch of searches, like nothing has this, nothing. Oh really? Okay, but like okay.
Let me know what you're missing, because I don't think I put anything that was that rare. I know the color came, I think, from blue curacao and grenadine. Grenadine is not alcoholic, by the way. It's like a syrup. So that might even be at like a grocery store. I'm not sure, because your grocery stores don't.
My grocery stores would be interesting if they did.
I don't know, because it's sort of a mixer thing, but it's probably more likely at like a wine and spirits. Grenadine is pomegranate syrup, if I remember correctly. It's like a thick pomegranate flavored sugar syrup thing. Yeah. Mostly it's used, at least for me, I usually use it to like sweeten things rather than for the flavor, because it doesn't really taste very much like pomegranate. But I think it is technically a pomegranate flavored syrup. It's very red, though. So, the drink I came up with for Sharky is on the song title Ursula's Revenge. So I wanted to make it purple. So there's blue curacao and grenadine together to get that purple color, and it's a very pretty purple color. I forgot what the fuck else was in that drink, though.
I took a screenshot.
You're gonna have to let me know what else is in that.
Like, I'm taking a lot of flipping pictures of information.
I do remember it was quite strong. Yeah. Using grenadine is a little bit like Shirley Temple's as like a virgin drink. That kind of thing is the same. Yeah. I mean, I just make up drinks and then give them names. I recently, I think I talked about this a little bit.
Blue curacao, clear rum, vodka, grenadine, and aromatic bitters.
Oh. Yeah. All of that should be at a standard liquor store, I think.
It wasn't. Or at least they didn't have them. Or all of it. I forget what.
I'm trying to think, because grenadine is an extremely common mixer. Bitters is a pretty common mixer. Blue curacao, rum, and vodka are all just liquors.
Yeah.
And those are basic. Like, you don't have to get a specific brand or anything. It's just
Yeah.
get these things. And like, a lot of liquor stores have like the non-alcoholic mixer component, so I would imagine that they should have grenadine. And I'm pretty sure they have bitters.
I feel like when I was doing the searches, they didn't. Like, it's around here.
Were you searching on like a site?
I forget. It's been a while.
Like, would you be able to go up to the store and like ask for it? Even if it's at like curbside pickup, could you just ask for it?
No, a lot of the stores do have. Oh, you can go in here, so I can like.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, try going in to one, because they're very common ingredients. I didn't put anything crazy in there.
Anyway, rest up and I'll be back soon. Dream of me.
Teo blows me a kiss as he disappears from my hospital room. Seeing the person I care for the most was certainly a boon to my spirit. But which boon?
Obviously has to be an Aphrodite boon.
Really? Because I feel like Teo's personality reminds me a little bit more of Dionysus, almost.
I mean, yeah.
Could be a Dionysus boon.
Okay, but like, Dionysus are all hangovers.
Not all.
I don't think most of his have to do with hangovers. Yes, there's a few
Well, this is for healing. Dionysus also has some healing ones.
Yes, he has the 3 healing ones.
It could be a healing one.
No.
No?
Yeah, 3 healing ones. 3 healing and then just 1 straight defensive one.
I think that Teo's would be a Dionysus healing one.
I've played way too much flippin' Hades.
I finally did another run. Still God mode on.
How many completions are you at?
5. I have now cleared it with every weapon except the gun.
Ah, yes, the gun. My least favorite weapon.
I finally cleared it with the bow. That was my best ever bow run by far, because I managed to win without using any death defies, in fact. But I also have God mode on now, because I've just decided it's not. Yeah, on Carpal Tunnel, maybe wait until you're healed, for sure. And that was actually... Hades is difficult for me, because, like, it kind of stresses me out. So I actually, a lot of times by the time I get to Hades, I get so, like, tense and stressed and, like, overly focused on trying to mash the buttons fast enough and stuff. Like, my hands will be shaking. Oof. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. And, I mean, yeah, there's God mode, but it only helps so much in terms of that. But, yeah. I really like Hades, but I'm also... It causes me such stress that I'm just like, it's not... I do want to, like, get through on my own. I still don't want spoilers and stuff, but I'm like... It's not worth not having God mode on and, like, trying to do it out of any sense of pride or anything. The one thing that's annoying is after I turned on God mode, all of my old records, like, a lot of my old records disappeared.
That's annoying. Interesting. See, for me, it did... Oh, excuse me. It didn't, like, kind of because I was, like, kind of just zoned out for some of it. Like, I wasn't kind of paying attention, which frustrated me at some points when I'm like, I need to give a nectar to this specific, like, god when they show up, and then, like, I see the god 5 times, I'm like, dang it, I never gave them the nectar.
Oh, I handled the nectar and stuff fine. It's specifically the final boss battle that, like, I get so anxious and like stressed, my hands will literally be shaking as I'm going into that room.
Yeah.
And like most of the time when I am done with that battle, I almost can't feel my arms.
Jeez.
Like that's the degree of stress it causes me. So that's why I was like, no, I do want to get through this game still. I can only do 1 run a day at most. I usually want to be like relatively unstressed before I start, and like I have turned on God mode because it's not worth going like sinking the time and like the stress and energy without giving myself every advantage I can.
Yeah. I think I only did it once, but the upgraded fight for Hades, that was stress. That was just all my stress.
Yeah, so I'm at 5 clears now, and I am still, behind on a lot of spoilery things, which I'm just like, don't tell me anything! Don't say anything to me! And yeah, I'm going to make my way through it gradually someday. In the meantime, Rune Factory is a lot less stressful.
I put off Rune Factory for a little bit because I've been playing Spidey's.
Yeah, I know how far I know. I don't know how much I don't know, other than I've, I guess, heard that credits come after the 10th clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rune Factory 5! I'm
I'm
interested. I'm curious how it's going to end up, because graphics-wise, I'm like, oh, that's weird. It kind of reminds me of, like, some other games that I'm not as wild about, or, like, never got as into, or, like, never really picked up to try, but I like Rune Factory a lot, so high hopes. I want to go after that shifty-looking older guy. I don't trust him, so I want to learn his secrets.
I know nothing.
I
barely know anything about 4.
I played a bit of 3, but I remember very little other than, like, the family that says everything backwards to how they actually feel. It was so interesting. Like, you would give this character, like, trash, basically, and she'd be like, ugh, I hate this, and then you would get affection points, because what she means is, thanks, I really like this. I mostly played 2 before I got hooked on 4. 4 is addictive.
4, she got me
although
before.
I never got past Arc 2 before I unfortunately lost my old cartridge. And now I'm knowing what happens, like holding back from starting Arc 2. So I'm in the in-between Arc 1 and 2 where I haven't talked to Venti to like trigger the next one yet. Because I want to get through a bunch of town events. And I'm like, oh, yes, I heard that if you wait until this, then you can have Venti at your wedding and stuff. Or only made me sad on the art style difference between the concept art versus the in-game. Some of the guys look so much worse in-game than the concepts. Oh. Yeah, I like the Rune Factory 4 special, like, archival book thing that came with it, because that's been really interesting. Also very handy, because it just tells me what everyone's favorite items are.
I have to use Wikipedia. Not
Yeah,
Wikipedia, but the wiki.
I'm like, I guess concept art is frequently prettier than in-game art for a lot of games, because you're making concepts, right? So, like, it'll be a totally different art style because it's different artists. And then also it doesn't have to be, like, accounting for all the different...
the Final Fantasy style.
Not necessarily animations, but, like...
I love the Final Fantasy. If you look at like, here is what the art like. Here's how the artist like initially drew them. Here's what they look like in game. You're like, these are two different people. Jeez.
Ooh, character cards.
Leon.
I was playing at one point when I finally got Leon, and my roommate walked out and she's like, "Oh my god, who is that? He's so pretty."
Anyway.
Non-class
3 hours.
cards, a journal, and I think the plush YouTube. Okay, yes. Now, if only they could do something about the food here. As my heart calms, my body finally tells me it's exhausted. I snuggle into the covers as yawn escapes me.
If you had Discord, you would be joined ours. You would be very like talk.
Maybe Satan's Sitting Space should just be generally about dating sims.
Go for it.
I am also pretty quiet on Discord. I only keep up with our own and only sort of.
Yeah, no, like I really only post
Although part of that's
in...
the time difference. A lot of times I'll wake up and you guys have already been discussing something and I'm just like, well, it's too late now.
You can always hop in on stuff.
Yeah, but like I'll wake up, I'll see it, and then I have to like jump into work meetings and stuff, and then I forget. So meh.
The only time I've actually ever posted is when I'm like, I need to complain about some crap at work right now because this is terrible.
Yeah. I post sometimes. I especially like to post if there's like an ace meme or something, or an ace rant to do. Because now I no longer have to say my ace rants to just you. I can ace rant to everyone. But given that we're in a pandemic and I have a lot of fewer like casual conversations with people, there's a lot less to rant about usually. Especially because my roommate also somewhat identifies as ace, so you know those things usually don't, like aloe shit that baffles my mind usually doesn't come up.
See, I'm still hearing this stuff of like when we're like, man, customers blame us for like all of our users blame us for all the problems and we don't do anything, like we're not making these problems. And then
on the flip side, I recently talked to an IT person on live chat for my company, where the first couple minutes I was like, oh god, this guy's so useless. Because I was like, hey, my laptop basically died and I'm on call. I need to be able to access these internal sites. Like, is there any way I can access them from my personal laptop? Like, can I set something up? And he's like, just use the name of this like internal tool thing to like set up basically a virtual computer. And I'm like, okay, how? He sends me a wiki link that I cannot access from off the VPN. I'm just like, I can't open that, you know. I just told you I don't have access to the internal site. So like sending me the instructions page on an internal site that I can't access doesn't help me. And then he started copying and pasting from the wiki page, but like the wiki clearly had like links to other things where like for instructions, and the links, because he had copied and pasted the text, were just gone. And even if they weren't gone, like I couldn't access them. So it's just like, access this dashboard to like provision yourself this virtual thing. And I was like, okay, where's the dashboard? Am I able to access that myself? What? And then he, after a little while, was like, oh no, like you won't be able to access it. I have to do it. Okay, I've sent this thing to your email. I'm like, I can't access my email either because my laptop is busted. That's the problem, remember? He did eventually become very helpful by the end, but it took a while getting him to like, no, but you have to understand, I can't access anything. The only thing I can access is this live chat IT help desk thing with you right now.
What I was going to say is I hear a lot of people being like, man, the customers blame us. Like, some of our programs turned down. They blame us, the help desk, can't do anything with those because we're not the ones who manage them. Other teams manage them.
Yeah.
And then some of them were like, oh yeah, some of the people on the team are like, oh yeah, I'm married. I'm used to getting blamed for everything. And I'm like, can you stop though? Can you stop with that?
I feel like that's one of those like, are the straights okay? No, they're not.
Are the straights okay?
Have you never heard that?
No.
Are the straights okay?
Which is like, I'm blamed for everything. I'm married, so I'm used to it. Like, why does being married mean that you're blamed for everything, though?
You protected your friends and coworkers. That's an admirable act of heroism, and one I'll not soon forget. I suppose I've become a bit jaded from all those eager to cash in on the arcade scene.
Yay!
We did the thing.
It took 3 hours and an hour and a half of it was just us talking.
Yup. And you thought we would start getting into chapter 8.
I figured we would be going on the same page.
No, because look, the entire first hour or so was us speeding through stuff we had already seen, but then we hit one of those scenes we hadn't gone through yet. That's the whole point. That's when the tangents always happen, is when we're on new content. New lines and new content.
That means we stop saying anything relevant about the game.
Yes, exactly.
For its sake.
Look, it's a miracle enough that we reached the end of the chapter, okay?
No, we're reaching the end of the chapter.
Yes, that was our goal. So that we can start on chapter 8 and then do finale with the demo next Sunday.
We should probably message Adam that we're moved the date. No, you're fine.
No, it's okay. We always do this. We always do this. It's not your fault at all. Don't feel bad.
It's not just you. It's us. It's both of us. It's Pi. It's everyone. We all do it.
It's everyone here, and tangents are actually welcome. Sharky is just being a bitch about it.
I'm just like, but we could have gone through more content.
Sharky's just bitching about it because I don't know why. This is on schedule for what we were planning. We're gonna try to speed through this chapter, even though we only did the intro scene at the beginning with the argument, and that's it. We're just aiming for it. As soon as commenters say something, it sparks conversation, and conversations are fun.
Conversations are fun. I'm not saying the conversations are bad. I was just like, oh, we could have gotten a bit more.
Look, my goal was we finish the chapter, we go through introductory stuff on chapter 8 next time, and then we do the finale confrontation stuff on the same day as the TNC demo on Sunday.
Next Sunday's gonna be long. Next Sunday's gonna be long.
Yeah, well, this time we can actually start on the demo instead of putting it at the end. Because it'll be more natural than just being absolutely middle of chapter 1. Oh,
that was silly. Percy's route, wasn't it?
That was Percy's
route?
Mm-hmm. That was the beginning of Percy's. We were trying to finish chapter 1 of Percy so that then we could go to the demo, because otherwise we're just like in the middle of the chapter.
Yeah. It would have been annoying. No, it is, all of it is very much fun.
Yes. We enjoy it. We like the tangents. Because we're here to stream, but we're also here for community.
Yes.
I like being in Ace community space, even though allos are also welcome.
Anyway, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back on Wednesday to try to get through parts of Chapter 8.
We will succeed.
Yeah, if we skip enough.
We should.
Yeah, we'll certainly try. We have 2 hours to get through just the first half of Chapter 8, so you know. Good night, everyone. Or
Bye.
A good day for Malik, I guess.
Yes, good day to Malik.
Okay, bye.
Bye.